day late again, which is reminiscent of our football club. Moving late, but we eventually get there. Unlike our football club, we are joined by LA Lawrence. Big up to you, my friend. We're joined by Gundown, who's going to be doing some Magic Mike, Channing Tatum dances very soon. And we're joined by Tops, who still thinks it's Christmas, wearing a woolly hat. It's 30 degrees in here. It must be minus 30 where you are, my friend. I don't know how you've got that on, but unlike the rest of us, you know, we're all just dripping. And he's like, oh, bloody chilly in here. He must be earning too much money. That's what that is.
That has to be the reason, man.
Yeah, mate. His electricity bill must be about 700 quid a month being able to wrap up like that. But listen, I'm of course joined by some people I very, very, very much enjoy talking to. And of course, I can see in the chat as well, there's some superstars in here. I'm just going to flirt around and ask LA Lawrence, our geezer buddies from Cockfusters. How are you doing, my friend? Thank you very much for joining me.
Yeah, you're welcome. I don't know what's more interesting to watch: Inter Milan losing to this Japanese outfit in the Club World Cup, or Carl doing his impression of the full Monty.
Yeah, that's what we want to see. Have you got your cowboy hat ready?
No, that's upstairs, actually.
Yeah, all right. Well, if you want to pause and go and get it, you're more than welcome.
No. I'm finally relaxed. So
yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I might as well come to you now. I mean, we're all having a little giggle, but you've got it sus, mate. I'm in the kitchen, absolutely dripping my fucking little forehead off, and he's just chilling in the pool, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? We're having a laugh, but you've got it sussed. How you doing, my friend?
I'm all right, mate. You don't think harder, think smarter. That's what I'm doing. And the Wi-Fi is literally in my living room, so if it does cut out every now and then, I do apologise. But no, I'm all right, mate. It's just been sweltering hot, and yeah, I thought I need to cool down. But I knew I was going to go into this call and show with you, so I thought, how can I manipulate this a bit better? I thought, no, put the swimming pool as close as I can to the dark patio and just, see what that happens.
Well, I think it's a W for you. I think it's a W, bruv. I mean, a fair deuce to you. Do you know what I mean? I'm looking at it thinking, fucking, that's a great idea, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? I'll give it.
Just need a bucket full of beer and a slag, and I'm good. There goes.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you get them, I'll come round. Where you living? I'll bring the bucket.
I'm not giving you my IP address on live stream. Come on, man. You know that better.
Yeah. We don't need to do that. I'll come round in about half an hour. He'll make a real zesty call in. Yeah. Tops. Moving swiftly on. Yeah. How are you doing, my friend?
Yeah, I'm doing all good, my brother. Obviously, Zubby Doo's in the building. Finally, after the 1800th time, he's finally here. Apparently, still no confirmation
on the...
Yeah, I didn't see it. No confirmation on the Arsenal.com website, but again, all these journals are telling us he's here. So yeah, but yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm good, just enjoying the weather, obviously, and yeah, look.
Yeah, no, it must be -4 where you are.
Yeah, that's it, bro. That bill's gonna be high. I'm telling you, man. But but yeah, I'm all good, bro. Thanks for having me on again, man. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, listen, you guys. Let's roll with that, brother. And listen, man, the smile lights up the room, and let's have a go. Let's light it up. So we got Zubimendi in the door. This is no news. This came out yesterday. But what I don't ever understand is this the little game that all the Top Gunners play, where it's just like the little delay thing? Because all we've seen so far is Fabrizio Romano go, confirmed, it's in, breaking news, here we go, for the 7th time. And he ain't done a medical yet. So do I believe that he's signing for Arsenal now a little bit more than I did yesterday? Yeah, maybe so, I guess. But nothing's really changed, though, is it? Do you know what I mean? We're all saying, oh, he's signed now, that's it, knocking the door. He ain't even got his medical in. Like, what we're doing here? Maybe all these Top Gunners are right. Maybe it's just a July the 1st thing. But that's cool. I don't mind running with that. If it's July the 1st, cool. I'm like this. Who else have we got in the door? Piss off. Who else have we got in the door? Do you know what I mean? Who else is coming in the door? We're going to see the stars come in the door now, man. What I don't understand is why Arsenal don't maybe move like this all the time. So let's just say run by this and say the Zubimendi deal has been done how we would like all the other transfers to be done, yeah? So let's just sort of say it's been done a little while. Yep. The transfer, the fucking medical, that's pending. Everything's signed. He just needs to make sure he's not got any exterior or interior issues, and then he's done. Cool. They've done that for a central defensive midfielder that they're effectively now replacing because they've just let Thomas Partey, who is a better midfielder than him, by the way, and Premier League proven and Arsenal proven, by the way, go. Yeah, okay, cool. What about the other signings? So all we've managed to do so far, let's just run with he is our first signing. All we've managed to do is replace Thomas Partey with a younger, worse version of Thomas Partey that we don't know can play in England and that we don't know that will play well for Arsenal. It's $1 billion for it. Cool. All right, what about the striker that we need? What about the left winger that we need? What about the goalkeeper that? Oh no, Kepa. Okay, cool. What about the left back that we need? What about the central attacking midfielder that we need? What about Saka's replacement that we need? What about the 5 sales that we need? What about the contract renewals that we need? Right, it's all going really good so far. Calm yourself down, Lawrence. Calm yourself down, Tops. Calm yourself down. Chat. You Zidane chat. You Dennis Bergkamp chat. Calm down. It's only the 21st. What are you making of it, Lawrence? So far, we should all be, woo, excellent. We've managed to sign a player that's worse than the player that we've let go for free.
Yeah.
But what are we doing here? Where's our major signings? Where's the striker?
Well, call me old-fashioned, but I believe a player's joined us when I see a picture of him sitting at the table in between the manager and the sporting director, signing his contract and holding up an Arsenal shirt with his name on the back of it. All this shit that's coming out today, you know, I'm just tired of it all. You know, you've got AFTV doing it now that it's a done deal. I've seen nothing on mainstream media. I've seen nothing on the Arsenal website about it. And Shane is even going on about it as well now.
Oh boy.
Where is it? Where's the what? You know.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, it pains me to say this, but I hope Real Madrid come back in and hijack the deal, right? Because I know for a fact he wants to play for Real Madrid because Xabi Alonso is his idol.
Yeah.
I don't want a player who hasn't got his heart to join us. I mean, and all this bullshit that this deal was done in February and then March. You know, what does it prove? What is it supposed to do for us? You know,
it's like a Wycliffe Jean song then, isn't it? January, February, March, April, May. Do you know what I mean? He's been signed in all the months, isn't he?
There's still no confirmation. People are putting up this shit. Oh, we've spotted him coming into London. I don't give a fuck.
They've seen the number plates, Lawrence. They've seen the number plates. Zuba,
I mean,
isn't they? With 4 as the A.
Half the Arsenal squad has gone to Odegaard's wedding, right? You know, I mean, what's going on? I mean, and as I said, it pains me to say, but I really hope Real Madrid come back and hijack the deal and take him off us, right? And then I'll be egg on everyone's faces who've been posting pictures of him in an Arsenal shirt before he's even signed for us. Yeah. I'm tired of this bullshit. I wish people would just wake up, relax, and let it take its course instead of going mental about it and saying, oh, he's definitely signed for us already, even though he hasn't signed for us. Fabrizio, whatever his name is, and David Ornstein can go fuck themselves all I can.
Yeah. Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, and the point what you're saying is true. All he's done is slightly reword / rehash, not to get out retool. All he's done is, you know what I mean, just slightly change the words to gain it as new news. And it ain't new news because essentially all it is just an updated version of what he said 1,700 times. And it does get a little bit annoying when things are like that, especially with Arsenal, because usually when I sort of see these reporters, the 2 that you named, and they can go and do that as well. You know, when you see other clubs and they do that, it's like out of nowhere, bang, advanced talks for Florian Wirtz, bang, Florian Wirtz only wants Liverpool. Bang, Florian Wirtz is doing a medical. Bang, Florian Wirtz announcement at 6. Bang, Florian Wirtz is done. Ours just get spread over a fucking year. Do you know what I mean? And it's tiring. And the tweet probably changes about 3 or 4 letters. I'm going to come down to Carl looking like Danny Dyer from The Business down there. How you doing, my son? You know what I mean? What you got for us, Dan?
When we first saw that picture, which I brought up on my channel last night, and Tobes can back me up on this one. It did look like there was even many who looked like he had signed a contract. But I can't lie to you, it did look very AI. It didn't kind of look like a real photo, if that makes sense.
It looked like a thumbnail, didn't it?
Yeah.
It looked like a thumbnail that Northside would make.
Yeah.
A decent one of that.
Yeah, I was gonna say throw that in there. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
But no, listen, I agree wholeheartedly with what Lawrence has said. You know, until we see him sign the contract and hold the shirt up. That's the one thing we haven't seen. We haven't seen him hold the shirt up. We haven't seen that he's just passed his medical. We haven't seen anything that a fee has been agreed. That's the crucial part in all of this. Apparently, he said it's a fee of around about 55 million or 55 million euros or something along those lines. But it's not been concrete. It's just been pie in the sky, throwing a number up there and hoping that it lands.
Yep.
And the situation where we're in right now is the fact that I think Zubimendi will be confirmed, and I'm going to say it will be July because that's the new tax. That's the new tax year, which is what Arsenal trying to get their head around.
We're the only club that does that, by the way.
We're the only club that does that. Yeah, Liverpool. They don't care. They just got Florian Wirtz for 100 and somewhat million. I don't know what it was. The Kirkes, and they got Frimpong as well. So they don't need to worry about their finances, but apparently we do.
Can I just jump in just very, very, very quickly with that? So I was on Redmen TV yesterday, with Errol, and I was out and a few of the other Liverpool guys on there and some other panels, and I'd sort of said that to them as well about we was having obviously a chat. So they do a thing where it's like a red cartel. So there's 3 Liverpool fans and then the ops. So there was me, another Arsenal fan, and a Manchester United fan, all in red. There we go. And they were sort of saying about comparing our windows, etc., etc. And of course, you know what I mean. It's nicely valid to what they've got and what they've got. I think one of them said sort of things like, "Oh yeah, but to be fair, we didn't have a big spending window last year, and etc., etc." And it's just like, neither did we. We made 10% profit. It was £10 million profit last year. We also didn't spend in the window, and then all that. And do you know what I mean? People are then like, "Oh yeah," and it does like ring very, very true. Why are Arsenal Football Club the only club that needs to wait until July? Should that be the case? Well, I mean, the window's been so slow. Perhaps it is the case, but let's just run him with that alone. Why? I know everyone's saying about all this PSR or for the tax books. I mean, I don't know a lot about tax, but I used to have a self-employed business. I used to be a sole trader, and that comes in April. I don't really know. Maybe there's different regulations with the July thing, but why Arsenal Football Club the only club that want to abide by it? I just sort of don't really understand it. But once what I would also say is, once this July thing runs out, there's no excuse for anyone. Where's the signings through the door? So as soon as it gets to the 1st of July, I expect Zubimendi to be confirmed on the 1st of July. If we've genuinely done this Kepa Ariza go fuck yourself a lager deal, then as much as I don't want it, whatever, I've dealt with that. I expect that to be done on the 1st of July then. What we waiting for after the 1st of July? You should have got all of this done. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, should have done.
Exactly right. And it sort of rings true. Why are we, Carl? Do you know anything about it before I come in and bring Tops in with a separate thing? Why are Arsenal Football Club the only club that seems to have to adhere to this? Is it to try and protect this classy Arsenal whilst everyone surpasses us?
Nothing classy about the football club anymore. Not like what it once used to be. It's more protecting. It's more protecting of this manager. Although saying that as well, we were also doing the same sort of shit when Wenger was in charge.
Yes,
we were still the only real windows I can see is where we really did fork out the money for was obviously when we got Ozil, when we got Aubameyang. They're the only 2 windows I can recall. Everything else was all very drawn out, very long-winded. Getting fucking that useless twit in 2014. And just many other different examples. But it's because we're at an older age now, we can actually see through the looking glass a little bit more differently. And for the last 5 now, nearly coming up to 6 years now of this manager, we can see everything that is wrong right here, right now. And the fact is, until he gets booted, which it won't be until latest at maximum end of this coming season and the latest Christmas time, I don't think anything will change.
Yeah.
Bearing this in mind as well, mate, pre-season starts on the 19th of July. 19th of July. And apparently, Top said, and Top said, we need about 7 players. Well, okay, if Zubamendi is
minimum, that's minimum.
Yeah,
that's minimum. By the way, that's not maximum. That's minimum. Yeah, but if Zubamendi is in through the door, cool. Well, we still need another 6. So unless Berto is going to work like fucking Sonic the Hedgehog on fucking when he's gone through one of those magic stars, right?
When he's destroying them rings. Pause.
Go for the pause. I don't see how we're going to get all these players in. I generally don't. Yeah. And they're all pinning their hopes on this 15, nearly turned 16-year-old kid in Max Doman to actually help in the midfield. That's desperation at best and tone deaf at worst. Don't get me wrong. I've actually watched a bit of Max Dowman, and do you know what? He's actually got some good quality about him. I'll give him that. But where he's playing in the under-18s compared to playing senior is a completely different ball game. Charlie Patino is a prime example. He was supposed to be this new. He was supposed to this new Iniesta guy.
Dan Crowley.
Dan Crowley is another version of it as well. There have been so many instances, and they've all flopped. So we've stopped pinning your hopes on the 16-year-old to come and bail Arteta out of his incompetence. Because I don't want Max Doman anywhere near this squad if I'm Frank Mills with Arteta in charge. If you give me Diego Simeone, Inzaghi, I'll tell you what, even give me Eddie Howe, then Max Doman will be in a much better position to thrive. That's the end of my tangent. I'll let Tobbs take.
I was gonna say, bro, just to go off your point about obviously why is it taking so long? I feel like it's a lack of ruthlessness within the club as well. Like we always hear about Arsenal wanting to keep great relations with Brighton for Casido, for example, and then he ends up going to Chelsea. This is similar with Real Sociedad having good relations. Yeah, this is it, Marquinhos. Good relations. But it's like, bro, ruthless clubs, winning clubs don't have good relations. So just take your players and win trophies. Look at Man United back in their heyday. They took every kind of big player from any kind of small team you could think of, whether it's Andy Cole, Dwight York, Teddy Sheringham, Berbatov, Rooney, whatever in the Premier League, they just took him.
Van Persie.
This is it, Van Persie from us. They took the best player in the league and won.
Come on, we can carry on, can't we?
That's bro, we can reel him off. They didn't care about good relations.
And that was just up front, bro. That was just their strikers, bro.
I'm not even on about like Carrick and all these Rio Ferdinand and all these guys that they took from Premier League clubs. So yeah, I just feel like this is the lack of winning mentality within the club. They'd rather be more concerned about keeping good relationships with other clubs they're competing with than rather just winning and taking their best players and going to the top of the mountain. So I think that's a massive deal with it. And I think that comes into the part of, again, with the winning mentality or lack of, why we're waiting till July, because any serious team would be like, you know what, we need to get these players in as quickly as possible. We don't mind paying the extra 2-3 weeks wages in June when they're not playing, because we want them integrated into the team, into the country, etc. So then we can go on and have a great preseason, and then we can have a great season after that. That's like the proper preparation. And for me, it just feels like there's just a lack of preparation, all across the whole like squad and the club. Even what you said about the Zubamendi thing, even if it is true, like you can't even enjoy it now because you just hear about the party and who's leaving. So now I'm worried about Partey's replacement. Who's going to replace Partey? He's been our best midfielder since he's been at the club. Like he's a quality player. So we can't be having a young 22-year-old coming in and replacing. We need another world-class midfielder to go with him, with Zubamendi. Otherwise, we're worse than we are last season. And we had a terrible season last season. So these are the things I'm thinking about, bro. Like, the lack of preparation from this club is atrocious. Like, they just don't have anything in place, man. It's so bad. So, yeah, bro, I'm just thinking about, I can't even get excited about signings, man, because I'm just thinking, well, are we actually going to replace the players that are here? And not only that, we need to add to the players that we've already got here to improve them. So the starting players like a Martinelli and Havertz, they're on the bench. And then we've got real proper players in their starting position so we can go on and try and win some trophies. But at the minute, bro, it ain't looking like we're going to be doing that anytime soon, man.
Yeah, no, facts. And do you know what as well? It's really sort of worrying when I think about things like this. It's like I've said this for a while, right? Lokonga's come back and extended his deal, yeah? And I think he's coming in to replace Jorginho. And now I'm sitting here and thinking, after the Zubamendi signing, I hope Lokonga ain't actually going to come back and replace. And then I'm starting to sit there and I'm thinking, like, I hope Fabio Vieira ain't going to be like the competition for Odegaard now. And then I'm like, I hope Reece Nelson ain't going to be the signing to compete
Oh,
with Bukayo
no.
Saka.
We've been here before, Aaron. We've been here
no.
before.
Yeah. But when it's said out loud,
Yeah.
it kind of becomes a bit of a reality, because hear me out here, everyone. Yeah. Why would you sell? And we made this exact mistake last year. Why would you then sell/loan? You know, like we did with Nketiah, not replaced, and obviously we sold ESR, didn't replace either. And then you've got obviously you loaned out Lukonga, then you loaned out Reece Nelson, and then of course Fabio Vieira. Why would you do that again without replacing them? And we're already going to be, knocking around the door of, the end of June now. Probably let's just run with the 1st of July, because that seems like we're making no permanent signings. All of a sudden, then you've got little time to sign these Saka replacements, to sign competitions, whatever you want to call them, and you've got these players coming back in. Like, how are you going to offload them and replace them? I think there's something in that, and that's what I wanted to run by. And I'm so glad we could sort of sink this in, because I want to bring Lawrence in, and I want to run with that. Are most of our signings going to be an Arsene Wenger-esque quote? It's like a new signing. Is Reece Nelson going to be Bukayo Saka's competition, Lawrence? Is Fabio Vieira going to be Odegaard's competition, Lawrence? Is the other guy, Lukonga? I thought he was coming in to replace Jorginho. Is he going to have a place to play in the squad next season because of this? There's something in that, isn't there, boys? Like,
I don't know. I mean, the way this club operates is just a joke.
Yeah.
I mean, any other club, they line their ducks up in a row in the summer and they go out and get them. They don't sit around for July to come and then try and get as many deals over the line and struggle to get 2 in like we do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just nonsense. I mean, I've just totally lost faith with the club altogether now. And this is why I said last week when the fixtures came out, I really do hope we bollocks it up in the first 6 games and we're at the bottom, because that's the only way we're going to get our way and get this manager out the club and get these clowns to wake up and realise that they've got to do something to change it around. Because I'm telling you this, right? If we get off and we've got 2 points out of those first 6 games, which I think we will, then all hell's going to let loose. You think it was toxic when Wenger was about to leave? It's going to be nothing compared to what's going to happen now. The shit's going to hit the fan. And if that's what it's going to take for these ostriches in our fan base to wake up and realise that this manager has to go, and for the Cronkies to realise that this manager has failed for 5 years to get us over the line, then so be it.
Facts. Yeah, facts. Before I just run into Carl, because I want Carl's opinion on exactly the same thing. I want everyone's opinion on the loan signings coming back in. Because when it dawned on me yesterday, I was a little bit sort of worried about it. But first, I want to say hello to some of the world-class people in the chat. I'll probably miss a couple of people first because I'm just want to skim off from the top. But you know what I mean? And then I'll do it again. I just want to say thank you very much for Rob Wahab for coming back in. Legends. Gavin's in the building. Quaja's in the building. Come on, man. Legends. We got Ashley Pope saying hello. Buzzing. Joseph Connor Golden, a member. What a geezer. Mutante is in the building. Hello to you. DG2, big up, man. We got Lawrence Bailey. Big up to you, brother. Big up to you, brother. You put a comment in there. I'd left it up. Things sometimes go a little bit and it's hard to sink in. But big up to you, brother. Zia Talks, big up to you, my friend. How you doing? Jason Carter, how you doing, brother? Big up to you, my friend. And Shane, of course, man. He's in the building. Big up to Shane. We've got Rashid saying hello. We got Why Not, who's also comments on here. He's saying, oi, Azar. Fridge Geezer. Big up, fella, you absolute legend. Nice one to stop in and say hello, my friend. We got Vigilante in the building. Big up to you. Shepo saying, Pauls, how you doing, my brother? Nelson's obviously in the chat. He's going to be causing some so-and-so in the chat. I'm sure he doesn't agree with a lot of us say, but we don't have to. Big up to Nelson for coming here. As long as you're polite and go about it, it is what it is. And then we've got Oregon. We got Dow in the building, all the way from Oregon. 8 hours behind, and he still managed to find time to say hello. Big up to you, man. So straight down to Carl. I will copy and paste, my friend. How are we doing? What do you think on this? Because, like I said, again, I don't mean to say it again. When I was talking to the Liverpool lads and that, it dawns on you. Are a lot of Arsenal signings, and we need to make signings in them areas. Are they going to be the internal solutions?
There's going to be at least one of these players that's going to play, and that's probably, if I had to take a wild guess, Fabio Vieira.
You reckon?
I think he could be the only potential. I think Lokonga was a very, very early signing of Arteta. He didn't pan out. We sent him out on loan, and now he's returning because he still can't pan out. So you might as well just get, a small fee for him and let him out and so on. These players are not good enough for Arsenal Football Club. Never have been, never ever will be. Fabio Vieira, it took me one game before I realised, nope, this guy is is a waste man. He's called Teabag I call him Teabag for a reason. Because there's nothing of him and he does nothing on the pitch that excites me, that doesn't wow me in any way, shape or form. A lot of people try to say, oh, he's been misjudged, he's been doing well at Porto. Yeah, if you watch video compilations, he looks like he has done well at Porto. But you actually watch him in full time, he is nowhere near the capability. And we could have got we could have got better Portuguese players in that midfield role. We could have got Ruben Neves.
Vitinha while he was there.
We could have got Vitinha. I mean, that's the biggest freaking red flag right there, right now.
Yeah.
No, none of these players, the players that are coming back exciting me. Nelson, if Nelson can't hold down a role at Fulham, then he's got no chance of backing up Saka. No chance.
Problem.
You might as well either send him out on loan again, or you might as well get a sort of. He is better off going to one of the promoted clubs. He's better off going to Leeds, Sheffield United, or Sunderland.
Leeds, man.
He's better off going to one of those two. Do you want to buy Reece Nelson for what? What would you say? 10 million? 10 million? Cool.
Yeah, like it's 10. I think if you used to ask a top Gooner shit, they think they get 15 plus for him. You're not. You're right. It's 10 million max.
Yeah.
It's 10 million max, isn't it? You're not getting any more than that.
No, you're getting 10 million max for Reece Nelson.
Yeah.
Send him to one of the
We'll probably sell him for like 5 with like ridiculous add-ons for 5 million. Do you remember what we done with the Leno deal? Sold him for like 2 million and was just like, oh, if you win the World Cup, you'll get like 1 million. If you win the treble for 7 years, on the trot for the next 21 years, you'll get an extra 4 million. Do you know what I mean? Like, what we done on that deal was horrendous.
Mate, that was our first goalkeeper as well, bro, by the way. International. I just seen Kelleher go for like 15, 16 mil on his second choice. And we couldn't get 3 mil out of this team. Oh my God. Saka do, man. Get rid of him. I know he's got already. Get rid of him again.
Fucking infuriating. Sorry to cut you, Carl.
Yeah, sorry, Carl. Yeah,
that's all right. But no, listen, I can only see. None of these players deserve to come back, but we know that probably Fabio Vieira will end up playing again. But Reece Nelson doesn't have a position here at the club. He just doesn't, and Lokonga certainly not. The only way Lokonga gets in is if we don't replace Thomas Partey. Before people get on my back saying, "Oh, we play Zubimendi with Thomas Partey," no. Zubimendi is not a replacement for Thomas Partey. He is the replacement for Jorginho.
Yes.
And I'll be very honest with you.
Facts.
I don't know another defensive midfielder that can play in Partey's role with that level of physicality and that level of passing.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
I keep throwing Adam Wharton from Crystal Palace in the mix because he's the only one I can think who could potentially do that. And that's the word that everyone uses. Potentially. Yeah. We don't need potentially. We need you. Can you do it right here, right now? And I'm struggling to find a name. I don't know if anyone in the chat can pick out names. If you're going to say that Sevilla guy, don't talk to me because I've never seen him play before. I do watch La Liga. Yeah. I do watch La Liga sometimes, but I don't think I've watched Sevilla all season. So guess what? I can't comment on the player.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny, yeah. Like, it made me chuckle, and I didn't actually bring this out live or anything like that. But I'd never heard of it. It was like €20 or something like that. The geezer, I can't remember his name. Never heard of him. And I was sitting there and thinking to myself, I wonder how long it's going to take for this to ignite, and all the top gooners are going to be like, I've been watching him for 6 months. He's excellent. I mean, he's like a Kante, you know what I mean? Like region or whatever. In it, you just wait, don't you? You know what I mean? I've heard him on Championship Manager or Football Manager, whatever it's called. You know what I mean? Oh, it's funny, man. You can tell I played Football Manager in the noughties, didn't you? Championship Manager.
Yeah. I think we all did. We all did.
Yeah. Well, I know that'll take it down a different avenue, but what a badass game, by the way. Yeah, 0102. Ooh, what a naughty game. That's a naughty game. But listen, we're jumping to you, Tops, as well. What's your take on the like a new signing? What's your take on, the replacements for the internal solutions? Me and Normski, our business, internal solutions, we are creaming it, bruv.
You know what, Aaron? I hadn't actually thought about obviously what you said in terms of like players coming back and potentially being the, like you said, internal solutions. But now that you think about it, man, you know what? I can actually see it happening because I remember obviously in previous seasons where we were linked with selling like the likes of like Eddie Nketiah or Gabriel Jesus, and then they'd be playing quite a lot in pre-season, and all of a sudden they're staying and they're a proper part of the squad. And you're thinking, hold up a minute, we're supposed to get you out the door, and now you're playing week in, week out kind of thing. And for me, I feel like it's going to be very, very obviously interesting to see who gets proper minutes in the pre-season tour because. Bro, if we see, like you said, the likes of Fabio Vieira starting a lot of games or starting or being that backup to Saka, then there is a high opportunity that he's going to be probably staying just because the club doesn't want to spend extra money on a backup for Saka or a backup for Odegaard. They're just going to keep Fabio Vieira. And it's damaging because, like obviously Carl was saying, Porto don't want to spend the money and get him back. And that's where the club he was actually from. So if they don't want to get him on a permanent basis, how really good was he in that season that he just had on loan? Like he couldn't have been that good. Otherwise, they'd be obviously snapping your hand off to obviously buy him permanently back. So yeah, it's a worry, bro.
Well,
yeah, that's it. That's literally it, bro. And
like loads, is it? Do you know what I mean? If he was good, 10 million, you pay it for a young lad. But
that's it. That's it, man. And it's just a worrying thing because we've seen the likes of Reece Nelson when they've had this kind of backup role before. Number one, Arteta doesn't trust him and doesn't bring him on anyway. And number two, obviously, he's not good enough to begin with. So having these kind of guys, I just call them they're like empty bodies for me in the squad because they're on the bench, but you just don't see them anyway. Like it's all those kind of youngsters we had on the bench towards the end of the season that they didn't come on at all. And then they all got released. And it's like, bro, what's the point in even having them on the bench if you're never going to play them? Like, what is going on here? So for me, there's no actual point keeping these players if Arteta's not going to, because obviously if Arteta's staying for the foreseeable future, you're going to have players that he's actually going to play. Otherwise, we're just going to be seeing Saka play 90 minutes week in, week out. Same with Havertz, same with these guys that get run into the ground, Rice as well. And that's what we don't want because they're going to get injured. And then we're going to have to force to play these squad players that are not good enough. So for me, it's going to be very telling to see. I'm going to see what happens at pre-season. Hopefully, I don't see Reece Nelson go. Or if they do go, they don't really play that much. And then I could be like, you know what? We're probably going to get rid of him. Otherwise, if I see Fabio Vieira against Tottenham and against all these AC Milan and that, I'm gonna be worried, man. I'm thinking, yo, this guy's going to be starting the first game properly. So, yeah, man, we'll have to wait and see though, bro.
You're going to be worried, but are you going to be surprised?
No, I'm not. I'm gonna have that head, that emoji there, like Homer Simpson, man.
It's gonna be me. It's gonna be me having a meltdown watching the lineup on the watch along before the watch alongs even flipping started. It's like, oh, why is this Ponce doing in the lineup? God's sake.
You know what? It's one of them things. Yeah, I will say, Carl, I don't like it when you have to have a little one of them things like that because it means that also doing bad. I do enjoy it when you have a little frustrating, and when you're a little bit pissed off. Do you know what I mean? You have a little shout. Equally, I enjoy it like the Real Madrid one, the reaction. That's what we're all football fans for.
Yeah.
That's what we are football fans for. Do you know what I mean? And it's the two sort of parallels between the frustration and it's anger and it's shouting, and then the excitement, the ecstasy, the everything. Do you know what I mean? That's what football's all about, man. And that's one of the good things about YouTube, isn't it? You get to see someone's passion. You get to see who people are and how they follow the football game. Do you know what I mean? I just want to quickly say as well, we've got 150 in the building. I did want to make sure that, one, you're all smashing your likes, you world-class chat, you Dennis Bergkamp chat. Come on, you Thierry Henry chat, you Patrick Vieira chat, you Tony Adams chat. And make sure you are following everyone else. So we've got a bit Tops. His link has just been posted in the chat. I will follow that by posting Lawrence's Instagram, and I will follow that very soon. by posting Coles as well. I will post out the link very, very, very soon as well, because that's what it is. It's a call-in. But I just wanted to jump in and ask about our next signing. Just randomly, Lawrence, who, where, what do you reckon our next signing is going to be? While I do a little bit of this and get the link in and all that. Who do you reckon our next signing is going to be? Do you reckon it's going to be a striker, a midfielder, a winger? No, we don't know. Who's it going to be? We're in limbo. Yes, we are.
I'm going to tell you who our next 3 signings are going to be. Right? You've heard this first. Elvis Presley.
Lawrence exclusive.
Elvis Presley, Lord Lucan, Shergar. In that order.
In what order?
In that order.
Yeah. Well, we need a bit of Elvis.
Depending if we're getting the prime Elvis or the Elvis that was on the toilet.
Yeah. That's it. We want prime Elvis. Do you want Elvis? Come on, man. We just had to do it tonight. Do you know what I mean? Come on. Yeah, that's it. What about you, Cole? While I'm jumping, while I'm getting your link in the chat, my good buddy. Who do you reckon? What angle do you reckon we're going to go down? Well, we ain't even made a signing yet, but outside of the 2 that we've got over the line, where do you reckon they're coming, bro? Because we ain't got a clue where our striker is yet. We haven't even made our mind up.
No. I'm going to say something tells me we're going to go back to the trash bin again. Actually, no, I won't go down that road because probably Tobes will probably steal one off me for that one. I think we'll sign Kepa.
Kepa next.
That'll be the next one. That'll be the backup goalkeeper.
Outside of them 2, you sausage.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, in that case, then it's Madueke.
Oh my god!
Oh shit! You've tied me right up here, bro. Mate. Mate. Do you know what? Now I have to. I've got to jump in.
Go get the vodka. Quick.
Right. End the season.
Right.
End the stream, Dave.
End the stream, Dave.
Was it on yesterday?
Yeah.
Like, whose stream was it on? Like, I think it was Shane's.
It
might have been
Shane's,
on the Bruce Banana.
It was Shane, yeah.
Go on Never a Foul afterwards, yeah.
Yeah.
And someone come on, and I can't think who it was. And someone said about the Madueke. I was like, Madu what? Madu fucking what? Madueke. Madu fucking what? Madu fucking who? Madu Mate, I went on Never a Foul afterwards. I was like,
Aaron, why don't we just pack our bags, move from the Emirates and play at Stamford Bridge instead?
Well, that's what I said. That's what I said. We might as well just play there, and you know what I mean. Just let them have the Emirates or something like that, and we can just really be Chelsea, can't we?
Yeah, legit.
You know what I mean?
And the thing is, Aaron, you can't even say
with a Madueke.
You can't even say, you're talking rubbish, because we get Chelsea rejects every season. So you can't even disclaim
every season.
Even if it is a rumor. You got to be like,
just to twist the knife further a little bit, Aaron. We do end up getting Madueke. They'll go and get Gyökeres for that money.
Yeah, we're paying for them to get a proper striker.
We pay for them. We pay for them to get Cole Palmer after buying freaking the German donkey.
Yep.
Hold on, one second. No. You know what's coming. Basically, law. You know what I mean? Come on. Eeyore. You know what I mean? Where's Winnie?
And then to add to that, we bought Jesus and Zinchenko of City so they can then go and fund for Erling Haaland, who puts up goals but nothing else. An empty-calorie goal scorer. But guess what? He scores goals. That's really all you want in a striker.
Madness, bro.
Crazy.
Yeah, man.
Doing it. And this is saying, so I don't know if you ever watched Bar Rescue before with John Taffer. He says you do it once, it's a mistake. You do it twice, it's a choice. You do it 3 times, it's incompetence.
Well, I actually haven't heard that before, but I quite like it, to be fair. Not going to lie. Yeah, no, that's absolutely right. And the thing is with Arsenal, and that's what I always say, when it comes down to Mikel Arteta, he either never learns or he takes too long to learn. Yeah. And that's a massive issue.
He's stubborn.
Yeah, exactly right. And the massive issue, which is why I sort of brought up the last conversation, was because there is a very realistic reality in which we go, shit, it's fucking nearly August now. It's nearly fucking August. All right. Well, stop the loan again. Why do we always loan our signings out, by the way? Why do we always loan them out? Stop the loan in the Vieira, stop the loan in this, because there will come a point, I bet you any money, that they'll go, yeah, we can't get all these players in. Oh, why is that? Oh, yeah, because we gave away a month up. What I've never understood is, why couldn't we have just used June to completely and entirely negotiate with all of our signings, get all the medicals done, and then just press enter on the 1st of June? And be
July,
a big
you
club?
mean?
July, yeah, sorry, apologies. Why can't we just move like that? I don't understand it. Like
Because we don't move like that, mate. We never have done. We never have done, and we never will, unfortunately.
And I said this. It was refreshing for the Liverpool boys here from another perspective. They're like, oh yeah, but you know, like you're doing this. I'm like, bro. You lot champions. Manchester City finished 3rd. They're trying to leapfrog both of us. Both of you have spent God knows what million over the last maybe a little bit longer for Manchester City. Doing what? Liverpool are trying to keep their place and improve. They're not just trying to win the Premier League again. They're trying to build a squad that can win multiple titles, by the way. Yeah. They're not just going, oh, that was nice winning it again, win it. Oh, sweet. We're just spending 250 million on excellent players. No, that's not the way they've done. They want to carry on. Manchester City's gone, oh, yeah, do you remember when Pep came in 16, 17 and he didn't win anything? And now last year we didn't win anything. Yeah, that won't happen here at this football club again. What do they go and do? They go and try and improve. What do Arsenal go and do? The last 3 years we finished 2nd. That this fan base, I'll speak English, fan base, absolutely get gassed and giddy over. What happens? They're like, oh yeah, well, sweet, we'll take the next step now, but soon it'll be 2026. We finish 2nd again, probably not this year, to be fair, the way we're going, the way everyone else is spending. When do we finally take that leap? It's like we're in a comfort zone, isn't it? It's like we're just nicely in the car seat. Do you know what I mean? That comfortable car seat when you're a kid, just chilling there. You got your little Stella can thing. Well, you know, my parents weren't good, so I had a Stella can next to mine. You know, I didn't have a bot. I mean, you got that. You're comfortable. Do you know what I mean? When are we going to break the mold? And they just couldn't believe it. And I was like, all right, well, it ain't XYZ time for you. It ain't that for us. Why can't we take that? Why is everyone else moving like champions? Why is everyone moving like champions? And we're moving like a three-legged tortoise. It's just frustrating. Do you know what I mean? Like it is.
Yeah,
I just don't understand.
Yeah, I agree, bro. And that's a great point you made about like Liverpool and Manchester City, because in the last 6 years, they've both won the Premier League, which we've not won in 20 plus years, and the Champions League, which we've never won. And they're still spending money because they're winners. Their team wants to win. Everyone in their squad wants to win. Whereas you can just see we're happy with just being 2nd place, not winning any kind of trophies. We just don't care. And obviously, a lot of people might say, "Oh, why are you moaning?" and stuff like that. But look, the reality is, I've not seen us have a good transfer window in about 20 years. I can't remember the last time I've been completely happy with the transfer window. Even when we bought Declan Rice, we got Havertz the same window, so I couldn't even enjoy that. I was like, "What we spending 65 million on this guy for?"
We still needed a striker.
Yeah, we still needed a
And
striker as well, bro. Like, this is what I'm saying. We never get the complete set, and we're never happy with the players we get. It's never top players that we get and accumulate, and then we've got no excuse because we've got a top keeper, a top defender, a top midfielder, a top striker. We're always missing either in the keeper situation or the striker situation or the wingers. Like, there's never a complete. I just want a complete team. That's it. We spent a lot of money going to the games and supporting the team. That's nothing to ask for. Why are Arsenal scrimping and saving in that attacking lineup when we have to pay top dollar with season ticket renewals, getting obviously higher? But they don't want to spend an extra 5-6 mil because they want to save on wages for the month of June. Like, what's going on here? It's just crazy how they treat us, man.
The difference between us and Liverpool is Liverpool are beginning to build a dynasty again.
Yeah.
Like they did in the 70s and 80s, right? What we're doing, we're just signing players to take us to the next step. It's phase 15 of his 5-year plan. That's the difference. Man City, I'm not sure about Man City because they're in this Club World Cup, but they're going to be back as well.
Yeah.
Of course they will.
100%.
At least they're making a conscious and an actual effort to be back. There was like, the last season weren't good enough. They spent X amount of million quid in the winter window, and they ain't stopping this one either. They spent over 400 million in the last 2 windows. They want it, brother.
I'm gonna get dried up, and then I'll retreat to my stream room. So give me 10, 15 minutes, and I'll be back. All right, bud. Peace up, chat. Hit that, smash that like button, you fantastic people.
Yeah. Go on, yeah, that's it. Oh God,
I was
he
hoping
loves it, doesn't he,
I was
Carl?
hoping his shorts were going to drop off once he got
Easy now. Oh, Carl, and that's what I'm saying. Was thinking we was going to get a Matthew McConaughey or a what's it called, a Channing Tatum and Magic Mike there or something like that. He's going to dunk in and just flick his hair out like that. Oh, Carl, man, big up to you, Carl. Big up to Dazza in the building as well, man. The geezer who sits next to me at the Emirates, man. Yeah, smash the like button, subscribe to the panel. All of their links have been put out in the chat as well, and I will be putting the link out in the chat very, 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 very soon. It's not going to be the longer ones. I always say that, but it's not going to be a long one purely because I mean I am just absolutely. I mean, I'm folding here. I mean, I'm not tall or anything as it is. If I carry on, I'll be about 2'2" at the end of the stream. So I can't afford to lose anything else. Do you know what I'm saying? But big up to everyone. Just want to say a couple of hellos to in the chat. Do you know what I mean? We've got Why Not as well. La Conga too, like a new signing. They're all going to be like a new signing, mate. Devontae's in the building. Big up to you, my friend. Carl's chilling, mate. Oh, listen, he is absolutely chilling, mate. Yeah, double pause. Come on. Double pause, man. Who else we got in the building? We got Dazza. Yeah, that's it. Here he is. Vincenzo Patrone. Yeah, big up Shanguna. Yeah, he's an absolute fridge freezer, our brother over there, man. We got Alfie. Big up to you. Aaron, you've moved to number one in football vlogs, in my opinion. Oh, listen, man, I'm definitely not number one. You might have to put a few zeros at the end of that. I don't know where I stopped the few zeros, but listen, I appreciate that, man. Yeah. I double appreciate that. Any compliments? And I'm always surrounded by absolutely phenomenal panelists, phenomenal chats. So yeah, I mean, you say move to number one. I'll probably put about 7 zeros at the end of that. But thank you very much for your compliment, man. And more importantly as well, thank you very much for joining in, man. There's some excellent panelists there, and their links are in the chat. And there will be some more phenomenal geezers joining us very soon. I hope you're having a wonderful Saturday as well, you wonderful fucker. We got Max Dowman, DG2 saying it's very good. It's about 4 years away from the first team. I don't know, man. I wanted to answer this because I'd sort of like seen it in there. I don't know about 4 years because it's one of them things you see with your Mal, but let's bring it closer to home. You see it with Wilshere more recently. You know, when he was 16, 17, look what he'd done to Iniesta, Busquets, and Xavi at Barcelona at home. Man, like towards the end of it, literally, you know when you've had a good game when Messi, Iniesta, and all of that are asking for your shirt. And that's what Jack was just come out and said. Is like they were all coming around him and like, oh, you ain't got a shirt. Oh, you give it to Messi. Oh, all right. Would you still want my shirt? Like that, you've had a good game. And he was good enough at that age. Let's bring it back even a little bit more to when we're more successful, though he wasn't at Arsenal, sadly. Francis Fabregas. We just let Patrick Vieira go. And yeah, we had Francis Fabregas come in. Kenny won't like that. He doesn't like the man. But he came in and he was old enough. You know, so yeah, I do sort of understand. I really do and appreciate that. You know, they are really, really, really good players. And we don't know if Max Dowman is. You're probably right. But if he comes in and he does get a chance, he comes on and let's just spitball. We get Plymouth or someone like that in the third round of the Carabao Cup, and Mikel Arteta isn't one of them, and do you know what I mean? Actually plays him, or he comes off the bench after 70 minutes and he absolutely tears shit up. You just don't know. It's just when you get that opportunity, should Mikel Arteta give him, and you're probably right, it'll take 4 years for Mikel to do it. You know, it's all about taking them opportunities. And if you're good enough, you are absolutely 150% old enough, isn't it, man? But now, big up to you. I like that. We want to say hello to Sam. I keep seeing you in a few chats and all of that. Big up to you, Sam. He gave us RVP. We gave you Silvestre. All right. Now, these are some low blows going on over here, man. Come on. These are some low blows. Do you know what I'm saying? What are we doing here? Kwame, cheer me up, man, with all these low blows. Oh, or not. We should sign Gyökeres, Eze, Zubi. That would be an okay window. What would, for you, Lawrence, while we're waiting, while I'm going to run through a little bit of the chat, what would you consider a good window for Arsenal Football Club? Not 10 out of 10, because I don't think all of Mikel Arteta's windows even add up to 10, let alone any window being out of 10. They don't, do they? They've all been pretty shocking. What would you be at least reasonably satisfied with?
Well,
while I go wipe my shiny forehead.
It's a huge ask, really. You know, we all know what is needed to strengthen the squad. But whether this manager does it is another option. It's another thing. I mean, we know we need a striker. We need some, and we need a left winger. We need cover for Saka. I need cover for Odegaard. We need cover for Rice. So what's that? 5 or 6.
Yeah.
I don't know whether this Kepa deal is done yet, but we need another keeper.
Yeah.
And we need another right back. So that's what, 7. But whether this clown who's in charge does that, who knows? You never know, because this is what we needed last summer. And look what happened last summer.
Exactly.
Brings in a defender that we didn't need, and he brings in a midfielder that was the second option after Zubimendi turned us down. And then after he joined us, what does he do? He breaks his arm in training. So
you can't write it. Yeah. No, you can't write, man. What would look good for you? No, Tops.
Yeah, man. For me, we got a lot of work to do, man. I can't lie. Like, well, obviously, we need the top striker. That needs to be one. A left winger. For me, Rodrigo. That winger of that kind of ilk and quality needs to be coming in as well. Because for me, going into that first game, I need to see Saka, new striker, new winger of top quality. All of them are proper quality. So you're not just relying on Saka like we have been for the last 3-4 seasons, because he's our best attacker and the most consistent one, especially coming off that hamstring injury, because we don't know how he's going to react to that. Players react differently in terms of them being able to get up to their top speed. Even though he had a couple of good games when he came back, obviously he wasn't at the level of that he normally is, because again, he's obviously coming back from an injury. So yeah, for me, 2 obviously starters in that front line, and then we need either a backup to Saka or a backup to Odegaard, or someone to try and test Odegaard, whichever, because again, Ethan Nwaneri has to be obviously the backup for either one of those positions. It looks like Arteta doesn't like him in that number 10 role for whatever reason, opted to play Trossard there when he could have just played Ethan there for like 3-4 months. So if he's going to be the backup option for obviously Saka, then we need a proper top 10 to really test Odegaard, because bro, we can't have Odegaard stinking out the gaff like he was all season, man. He needs to be in a position where we can just drop him and we've got a top quality 10 to come in and obviously get his place and be able to provide a top level performance while he's obviously working on his performance to improve. Because again, he even said himself he wasn't good enough, and he was really bad throughout the majority of the season. So that's definitely the things that we need there. And then you even look at the defense, man. We need cover for Saliba. I've been saying this for about 3 years. Ever since Rob Holding had to come in, and obviously our title race derailed a couple of seasons ago, we've still not got that right-sided centre-back that we need that's going to be covered for Saliba if he gets injured again. And for me, that has to be a certainty. And depending on who we sell, if we sell like a Zinchenko, if we sell like a Kivior, we're going to need someone to play that left-back option as well, because Tierney's now gone on a free. So that literally leaves Lewis Skelly to play left-back, who's proper competent. I still think Calafiori is more of a centre-back. Probably he should be the left-sided centre-back cover, and then we should get a proper left-back, and them and Lewis Skelly can compete in that front, And then even the right-back situation, like Lawrence said, bro, Timber, we don't know when he's going to be back fit, and Ben White, we still don't know how he's going to react to this knee surgery. Again, it was only towards the end of the season where he started to get a few more minutes, but he didn't look the same player, so you have to keep
Who's playing at right-back, Tops?
Bro, I don't know, man.
There's no Thomas Partey to play.
I just like to say, bro, like, because Thomas Partey's leaving, he's not even got his backup right back he normally plays, because Thomas Partey played right back so many times. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Don't be surprised if Zubimendi slots in there, man. Do not be surprised if that happens, bro. So yeah, we got a lot of work to do, and obviously, like Lawrence said, a backup keeper if obviously Kepa is not been confirmed yet. So you're looking at 7-8, man. I'm being dead serious as well. Like, if you want to compete on all 4 trophies, bro, it's crazy. And it's crazy to say that we need another left back, because we buy a left back every single season, but it's never seemed to be good enough for what we need. Either the player doesn't look comfortable there, or we have to play a player that doesn't play left back and put them there. So yeah, it's crazy, man. And even with the keeper as well, get the keeper every freaking season for the last 4. So yeah, man, it's not looking good, bro. Obviously, we've not got any officially in at a minute. So to get 8 in before pre-season is going to be a tough task. I can't even lie, man.
Do you know what? Yeah, what makes me laugh about the left back position? Yeah, so Mikel Arteta obviously joined in 2019. Yeah, the 2019-20 season, and he had Kieran Tierney there. Yeah, and what he proceeded to do, Carl's back. Big up, Carl. What he decided to do was he'll play. I think he's played about maybe 8 or 9 different players at left back or something like that at signings. Maybe not to permanently play there. Some of them to permanently play there.
Yeah.
But none of them were a left back. So, I mean, maybe you could sort of half put Nuntavage there, but he was more of a left wing back. So there you had Nuntavage there. Didn't really work out. Binned him off instantaneously. The way the manager dealt with Nuntavage, they instantly couldn't get any money for him because he humiliated him against Nottingham Forest and basically ostracised him. So then you've just put his value down. Then you also signed Zinchenko at number 10. You play him left back. Then you also have Tomiyasu, whilst not signed as a left back, was seen as a left back. So you sign him there. That ain't worked out. Signed Kivior and played him there. And that ain't worked out. Calafiori, and that ain't worked out. Timber, and that ain't worked out. I mean, this is just my own. I know you played Miles Lewis-Skelly there. It was fantastic, but he's a midfielder. If Mikel Arteta was listening, I mean, I definitely wouldn't tell him this before a lot of other things I would say to him. But if you said, yeah, let's get that right. This wouldn't be my first thing. But if it was to just be on left backs alone, I would say what might be a good idea is if you want a player in left back, maybe look at left backs. That might, and I don't. I mean, I'm not claiming I know everything or anything like that, but I'm just going to throw it out there. Genius and all of that. Maybe it might be good to sign a left back if you need a left back. And do you know what I mean? There we go. Because we get a lot of this, but he's versatile nonsense, yeah? So I love dispelling this little thing here as well. Because was like, we ain't signed a right back. And I always, a right-sided centre-back, sorry. And I always link that to when Bill Saliba got injured and then we lost the league. And why hasn't he not learned? Why was I the right-sided centre-back? And I enjoy it when people go, well, Ben White. Okay, all right, cool, no worries. But he plays right back now. Oh, yeah, but he can also play right-sided centre-back. Brilliant. Thank you for falling in my trap. Because the trap I've just let you slip in is, okay, cool, yeah, he's versatile, but what about when he's injured? Because you will forget that one player fit can cover 2 positions, but when he's injured, 2 positions are missing. Yeah, and these are the problems that we have at Arsenal. So you can't whinge about being an injury-prone team, having a short squad and saying all the individuals are versatile. It doesn't all add up. You can't have all of them. You can only have one of them because they don't have. It doesn't make any form of sense. That's what Arsenal do. Oh, he can play 4 positions. Cool. What about when he's injured? We're short and 3, short and 4. What are we doing? Maybe if you want a left back, sign a fucking left back. And that's what I would actually rather do. I'd maybe have a little punt on that, Jarrell Hato geezer, and see if he can do something. The reason why I sort of say about signing left back is because I think it kills 2 birds with 1 stone. Bring Miles Lewis-Skelly up to left 8, job done. At least we've got now a competent midfielder we know will improve. I mean, you'd like to think he'd improve anyway. Do you know what I mean? And help build the squad. Get a left back in. Leave him there. Just let that defence do their bloody job. Do you know what I mean? End of. Finished. That's how we need to be in this window. But I just worry in terms of signings, boys. I just very, very, very much worry. We're going to find ourselves maybe with a Zubamendi and probably with a Sesko and probably with a goalkeeper. And we're just going to be left short than my height. Do you know what I mean? And we are going to be left short. Do you know what I mean? We're going to be hobbit short. It's worrying. It's
going to be a repeat
worrying.
of last summer.
Yeah. Why do we need the same signings now as we did last summer? We might as well just deleted in the whole fucking season, really, isn't ya?
Yeah.
Huge. Big up to you, brother. Big up, Aaron Gents. If you want to jump on, I'm going to post the link out right now, my friend. You're saying big up, Aaron, and chat and run out the lights. Right. Give me 2 seconds, gents. Click on invite, and then we will put the link out. So if anyone wants to come on and have their say, they can do so just now. If you give me 2 seconds, I'm just going to pin it in 1 minute. It should be pinned. It should be in the chat if anyone wants to quickly jump in and backstage now. Anyway, 1 second. Oh, we got BBK. You don't need to do that. Come on. If you want to jump on as well, if you're free, Elite Panel. You superstar. Good day, lads, mate. Good day to you. If you want to jump on, BBK, I think I actually sent you the link anyway. You want to jump on, Taron? You absolute legend. You are more than welcome, my brother. I'd love to have you on, my friend. All right, what was I just thing? Oh, that's it. Yeah, give me 2 seconds. That should be pinned now, I think. So if anyone wants to jump in backstage, they are more than welcome. We've got a fucking nibble right now, and it's my geezer, Gianni, man.
What's going on, guys?
Come on, there we go. And I love the accent, man. That's it.
What's going on, my guys? Carl,
going on?
Marchand, one more cup.
He did.
How you doing, bro?
Bittersweet.
It was a long day today. I had to work on my car with my buddy today, so it was a little bit of a long day for a Saturday. But
Gianni,
yes,
are
sir.
you watching the Inter Milan game?
No, I'm not watching any of this junk.
They're losing 1-0 to the Japanese team. It's unbelievable.
I hope half the team gets hurt. That way, the City A is going to be more of a cakewalk for Napoli this year. So,
what you've been thinking about what we've been saying, Gianni? We've been talking about signings. We've been talking about the very, very, very realistic reality that Arsenal Football Club's new signings are Vieira, Lokonga, and Nelson. What do you make of that?
well, I honestly don't understand why. I honestly don't understand why they didn't keep Tavares, to be honest with you, because Tavares arguably was second best left back in Italy besides Federico Di Marco. So I don't know why they just let Tavares walk like that, because he actually had a really good season with Lazio. I don't know if for whatever reason that happened. That didn't make any sense. Dude, I stressed the same thing that I said on the last call-in show for about the last 20 minutes when we were talking with Brandon and with Lawrence. If we really got 300 million in the if we really got 300 million like this to spend, why are we hauling this 150 on Zubamendi and Sesko not moving and not going to build a squad? If we're really going to spend 300 million this year and we're using 150 to get Zubamendi and Sesko and Kepa, you can use the other 150 million right now and go buy some ballers to fill out this squad. I mean, here you can go get. If we're worried about left back, I don't know how much you guys watched Inter or watched City A last year, but we would never get DeMarco because DeMarco would cost 60, 70 million from Inter. But Carlos Augusto, the backup left back that they have, is a better defensive player than DeMarco is, and I think he could do a very good job for left back for us. Conceição's got a $30 million release clause that Juventus hasn't triggered yet. He's still there on a loan. 30 million, he's a steal.
Yep.
I mean, we saw what he did with the goal with Portugal, but the way he tore up the City A last year, and we need somebody who could create as a dribbler. He walks in at the left wing if you pay the 30 million for him. Same thing. There's plenty of guys. I mean, how we got linked to Madueke, I can't believe that happened. When there's so many other players that are a small, quick-paced and good dribbling wingers that can also finish the ball better than Madueke that are available right now. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, you got Jeremy Pino, you got Alex Baena, you got Hector Koglu from Benfica, you got Conceição.
Yeah.
Hell, after the season,
it makes sense as a failed Chelsea player.
well, yeah, that. But here's the thing: you also Ferran Torres is also available. Barcelona need more money to go get some other players so that they can register player. Ferran Torres was just linked with Napoli and Aston Villa a day ago. If Ferran Torres is available, I take him over a lot of guys. Hell, I take Ferran Torres as the striker. The way he filled in for Lewandowski the second half of the season for Barcelona, I'll take him at half the cost of a Sesko and really build a squad. Yeah. I just think I think the thing that I'm really worried about with the way we're moving is I have a funny feeling that the Cronkies are giving too much rope now for Arteta to hang himself, to where it could really plague the club in the future, because here's what we got to look at. If we get these signings to go through and we're barely in a top 4 race, if we were that stringent on cash coming into this year, how much worse is it going to be next year that you got 2 new guys? I mean, Kepa's on $100,000 a week. You got Kepa's on 100. Kepa's on 100.
Edison's on 100K.
What's Zubamendi going to be on? Zubamendi's going to be north of 150, 170 if he's starting.
I reckon 180.
Sesko might damn near be 2. So once we're done with purchases and salaries, how much worse are we going to make it for next year? Because this is a multiple transfer window job. This isn't one transfer window fixes all this. With the decisions that we've made of letting players go, it'd be easier if you held on to Partey and Tyranny, but we didn't do that. And I mean, again, I said this before. watch this Nico Williams transfer very carefully. If Bayern Munich does not get any big name player and they don't spend cash and they run it back and win the Bundesliga, I'm predicting it now. Saka's going to Bayern.
Yeah.
Bayern will raid Arsenal. They will get Saka for 80, 100 million. They won't care because they'll save their money for a year, do the same thing they did to Spurs with getting Harry Kane. They will come back and get Saka.
You think Arsenal would sell Saka for that amount, though?
Brother, there's no choice. If your books don't work, you have to start selling the players that came through the youth academy to get maximum credit. The top two guys you have is Saliba and Saka. PSR, there's no getting around PSR. PSR is the football tax man. You don't dodge the tax man.
Yeah.
But if they bid 100 million, are we going to accept that? Do you reckon for Saka?
Oh, well, listen. Are you going to take 100 million for Saka, 100 million for Saliba? Because I don't think Saliba's staying.
Just quickly,
And if
Dion,
Saka doesn't want to stay, you got to sell him.
Just 1 second. Can you guys hold the fort? I'm just going to take the kids up to bed. I'll be back down in about 5 or so sort of minutes.
That's cool, bruv. That's cool.
Yeah. You guys hold the fort.
But that's going to be your issue now. Is you have to sell your homegrown players, and that's our two best players.
I also think Lewis Skelly could be in the same position as Saka in 2 years' time. I think Lewis Skelly could be in that same position. Maybe not Bayern Munich, but I think a club will end up trying to pay 50, 60, 70 million for Lewis Skelly, and they might have to sell him in 2 years' time. Especially if
Lewis Skelly seems to have a bit more of an ego about him, a bit more backbone about him. I think he will know that if this isn't working, he may have to get out of it very quickly. I feel sorry. I think Bukayo Saka has been so loyal to Arsenal.
Yeah.
At some point, even that he's got to think about this. Everybody else is winning trophies, but not me.
You know what?
I've got to go somewhere else. And one last thing to say, okay? We have been in this situation before where we struggled, and then we had to sell our best players and redo the cycle all over again. Here we are now, and if we don't do it this year, the selling could eventually start. I've actually said, I know, Saliba's 2 years left on his deal. We should be thinking about either Saliba does sign that new contract, or if he's refusing to, then we sell you. We sell you to the highest bidder because we do not want to have a party situation, do we, gentlemen?
We don't want to Trent Alexander-Arnold situation.
Gianni, Inter Milan just equalised from the corner. Latoro scored with an overhead kick.
Market opportunity, yeah. Market opportunity, Arsenal.
Yeah.
I'm not even an Arsenal. I've been looking at Arsenal on the outside in because I'm kind of like a neutral looking at this on the outside in. I've known for the last 4 years that Arteta hasn't been good enough to take Arsenal over the line. And I've known this for 4 years. And my football club is lower league football, but my manager, I'll speak from my experience. And I said this on Lee Gunner's stream once because I was on a Lee Gunner stream. And I said this to him as well. Last year, we lost a playoff semi-final on penalties. And our manager turned around and said, if you don't want to win a league title next year, go and tell your agent to find a new club. What happens the season just gone? We've won the league title. That's a better mentality than Mikel Arteta already in a heartbeat. We've got better standards of players that go out. And one of our players went to watch the playoff final against the team that bottled the league title in 4 months just to shithouse on social media. That's how high standard our players are compared to Arsenal. When you got Arsenal players coming out saying, just sweep under the carpet, move on to next season. I know exactly what Arsenal... I did a video about Arsenal signings in January, and one of the players on that list was Marmoush. What happens? Goes to Man City and plays second fiddle to Haaland and still does a good job. And is going to do a good job this season, I think, coming up. But Arsenal don't recruit a striker. Arsenal haven't bought a striker in the entire time Mikel Arteta has been manager. How that hasn't been questioned at the very least by mainstream media is shocking to me.
It's the board's fault, though.
That's the latest excuse that I'm hearing. It's the board's fault when Mikel Arteta has come out in the press himself and said he has the final say on transfers. We're just forgetting that bit in the press. And people say, oh, you're a Doncaster fan. Why are you bothered about Arsenal? I'll keep calling it out until things get better at other football clubs. It's the same when football clubs go into false ownership. It's the same when football clubs get liquidated. I will call it out the same as I call out bad managers at bad football clubs up and down English football. and across Europe and across the rest of the world. I'll keep calling it out, and I'll keep doing it until football's all right again. Arteta should not have been manager of Arsenal Football Club in the first place. And I've known that as a neutral outside fan. Arteta should have got a job at somewhere like Everton or Rangers, gained some experience, and then took the big job. Like Vincent Kompany, I'll use him as an example. Burnley went up, went down, gone to Bayern Munich. He's winning trophies now. And one day he'll end up being Man City manager. But what did Kompany do? He got experience at lower jobs. And I don't be disrespectful to Burnley because they are a good club, but they're not at the level of Bayern Munich, for example. So Arteta should have got a Rangers or an Everton.
He cut his teeth at Burnley.
Exactly.
Well, if you all remember, when he was made manager of Arsenal, the Everton job was available at the same time, and they gave it to Ancelotti.
Yeah,
facts.
There'd have been.
Can we swap that round?
Swap that round. That would have been completely different. It'd have been a completely different scenario.
Yeah, and you know what? I went into this summer window on the outside in looking at Arsenal, thinking I am very worried about their transfer window, and the reason why I'm worried is and I'm seeing this in the press. They are still tossing up the idea of Gyökeres or Sesko. They leave it any longer, both of them will either stay or go somewhere else. And then what's Arsenal going to do next?
Yeah.
Because what's Arsenal going to do next? Osimhen? Are they going to go and get someone from the Bundesliga like a TK, or is he going to Chelsea? Are they going to get some mid-table striker like a Sociedad type striker or a Valladolid type striker?
But a mid-table striker would be better than Sesko. That's part of the problem.
I agree.
That's part of the problem in general. The fact that Arsenal Football Club.
If you wanted to be savvy more of your money, you'd get Jonathan David on a free.
Well,
the problem with me, the problem with Arsenal with their strikers
from Benfica, who would probably cost around 40-50 million anyway.
The problem with me with the striker is that their striker was available 6 months ago, and that was Omar Mamouche. They missed a real opportunity there because they decided not to think they knew best, and they didn't.
We'll probably end up with Marcus Rashford or Ollie Watkins.
I agree. The thing with Marmouche is Marmouche is better playing off another striker. That's why Etiquette is also linked to Chelsea and big money, because he had a good year as well, even after he left. Marmouche is going to be playing off of Holland, which is why he works there. Marmouche is a lone striker. Don't know. But there's other players that we could be going out for a lone striker if we're going to continue to play a 4-3-3 or play a 4-2-3-1, if that's what we're going to do. I think we need to switch to a 4-2-3-1 to maximize our players, to be honest.
I agree.
Because Zubamendi's not physical enough for the Premier League. Every Arsenal fan that's begging for Zubamendi is gonna catch a real glimpse of how he is as a player, because Zubamendi's going to need protection, and it's going to take away from Declan Rice pushing forward as much as what he's done recently. And that's why you need to put Odegaard further forward to play in the 10 position.
Does Partey need protection? I mean, these people who are saying like Zubimendi is the replacement for Partey are completely incorrect. I mean, these are completely different players. I mean, they play like it's just insane to me to hear that. I thought originally I heard that Zubimendi was the replacement for Jorginho, so I was like, okay, I can kind of like jive with that. That's fine. And now it's suddenly because now Partey is going, he's the replacement for Partey. I'm like, whoa. Hang on one second. Now we're going we're going a bit too far here, like, because this is not going to work out. Because like Zubimendi is a very typical Arteta player who can kind of like pass sideways and blah blah blah. I'm not saying he's like a bad player. I mean, we can see
no.
He's a decent player, but he's not the same player as Partey. For these people to come in and kind of claim that he's the same, it's very strange.
If anything, he's a Jorginho replacement.
Just to finish, sorry, Charles.
Yeah.
Just to say, like. To say that then we're now going to be better because Partey's gone and Zubimendi is here is fucking crazy to me. So go on.
If anything, Zubimendi's the Jorginho replacement rather than a Partey replacement. He's the Jorginho replacement, but you still need a Partey type player to replace the guy who's gone. Exactly. People, I've listened to this for the last few minutes, etc. But they still need a striker, still need at least one winger or two wingers. They still need another left back because, in my opinion, Tierney's gone to win more trophies than Arsenal now. So, I agree that Tavares. If you're going to not buy a left back, don't get rid of Tavares, because I think he had a decent season at Lazio. I do agree. And then you've still got a second choice keeper, because everyone thought Joan Garcia was coming and they went straight to Barcelona, and now he's going to win more trophies at Barcelona than at Arsenal. So Arsenal need at least 5 or 6 players this summer. And someone put a tweet out involving the striker situation, and I replied. I think it was Terry from Football Terrace, and I replied to him, and he actually agreed with me for once, and he actually agreed, and I said, it's the first of many signings. Arsenal need at least 5 or 6 signings this summer. Do I think they're going to do that? No, I think they're going to bring in 2 or 3 at max, and I think those other couple of signings are going to be versatile options that cover 2 or 3 positions, as other channels have talked about for ages. But then if you get injuries, what you're going to do, you're going to sacrifice more 15, 16, 17-year-olds just to cover positions you should have prepared yourself for the season ahead. And then if you don't prepare, the excuse from the Arteta sexuals is injuries, or it's, oh, the fixture scheduling is rigged, all the fucking hand-washing thumbnails and all that shit. I've had enough of it. I'm not even an Arsenal fan, and I'm sick and tired of Arteta sexuals. Like, they're going to blame referees, they're going to blame injuries, they're going to blame rigged fixture scheduling. If United do the same thing, their fan base is just as bad as Arsenal sometimes.
The fixtures are good, though. The fixtures are good, though. It's good to play these teams. It's good to play these games now. Sorry, not now, but it's good to play these games. Would you rather go to Anfield and Old Trafford and etc. in April and March when there's like sort of pressure on you and maybe they got into their stride and they got over? Or would you rather play them in August and September when they're still trying to kind of calibrate and figure it out and blah, blah, blah?
Yep.
I took a little break from football content for about a week or so, and then I kind of came back to it. And one of my friends who, when I go to my job, I go to get the overground, and one of my friends works at the overground. He was like, "Did you see the fixtures?" I said, "Oh shit, yeah, I forgot the fixtures." And he was telling me the fixtures. Like, okay, that's actually kind of decent because we play all the teams. We play some away games first, which is good. And it's like, then I went online and then I saw the opposite reaction. And I was just like, what do you mean? Like, fucking hell, you want to play these games first and get them out of the way. And also, if Arteta is that good, then what's the problem?
Yeah, well, to be fair, I'll use my club as an example. Our fixture list goes out at midday in about 4 days time nearly. I would rather play Luton Town, who are probably the best team in our league, at the start of the season than the end of the season. Because even though we're not a side that's going to go down, we're not a side that's going to go up, but we are a side that's going to do something good.
You're going to hold your own.
I'd rather play Luton Town at the start of the season anyway, because I'd rather get it don't matter whether it's our ground or I travel to Kenilworth Road and walk past someone's back garden on the way to a 3-point win. It's
stadium, man.
I can't wait, man. I get to experience it for the first time, and I can't wait. Like, we've got Luton, we've got Plymouth, we've got Cardiff, we've got some big games. We've got Rotherham down the road, we've got Mansfield. I'm looking forward to it, but I don't care when the fixtures are. I don't care who we play and when we play. We have to. At the end of the day, we have to play each other twice.
Judging by what I've read, Sesko is demanding a release clause in the contract before he signs for us. So is
Arsenal going to turn to Player Power FC and turn to Manchester United and give in, or are they actually going to grow some bollocks?
No cave.
Yeah, okay. Of course they will, because the fans want Sesko because of, he's a pretty footballer and he's got a nice tattoo and the beautiful Tesco and all that shit. They'll give in to the peer pressure. They'll listen to the Arteta sexuals, and Sesko will be the signing that they make. Gyökeres will go somewhere else and win more than Sesko does in the time that he ends up being at the
but if that's the case, then we would have had Mudryk.
True, very, very true. But I'll tell you something now. If Arsenal don't win something this season, I'd be shocked if Arteta would still here if this was a different football club. I'm still shocked that Arteta's still here. He should have been sacked 2 years ago.
I'm telling you, he'll be gone end of September, beginning of October. If we get off to a bad start, which I think will happen, he'll be out by the end of September, beginning of October.
Well, last season I predicted you guys to finish around 4th or 5th. But this season, I actually think that prediction might come true. The only reason you finished second is because a couple of other teams scraped results and you just got a bit of form at the end of the season. That was like the 2015-16 season when Leicester won. It was like a false position, except the difference, someone hasn't admitted it was a false position like Mertesacker did all those years ago. It was a false position last season. You're probably going to finish either just inside or just outside the top 4 this year because Newcastle have got better. Newcastle have got better. Newcastle have got better, and if they keep Isak, they're definitely going to be better. Chelsea will keep improving. City's definitely improved, and Liverpool's in for another title. It's going to be either just inside or just outside.
We're going to end up 7th or 8th.
But you all,
if that happens, Arteta's got nowhere to look and nowhere to hide, or shouldn't do.
Yeah. Yeah, no, facts. Big up. Sorry, I was a little bit in la land there. I was just dealing with something offline that should be kept offline. It's Aaron Talks Arsenal, not Aaron Talks everything else. It's a football channel, and I like to keep things offline, private. Yeah. I just thought I'd lob that out there. Very, very, very annoyed. I'm just so lost. I think someone might have to jump in here and give me a hand with
No, don't worry, mate.
There shouldn't be anything. There shouldn't be. I mean, the fact that the top Gooners at that reaction is terrible. I said this on Aaron's show. Once Zubamendi, Sesko, and Kepa are actually finalized as purchases, Arsenal have spent 1.3 billion euros since the Aubameyang signing up until now. 1.3 billion euros. If you include wages, and once Sesko and Zubamendi and Kepa are signed, we've spent 1.3 billion. This far in with that much money, there is no more running away for all that. It shouldn't be an excuse anymore. But the bigger problem is, like I said, is what is Arsenal going to end up doing? If they're just giving more rope for Arteta to hang himself, we're screwed either way, because then we're talking about an even further of a fallout. And look, the wild card in this, people might think I'm crazy for saying this, the wild card in this scenario is also Aston Villa. We don't know who they're selling. We don't know what Monchi has up his sleeve, because if anybody's got a good sporting director track record, it's Monchi. We all saw what he did at Sevilla. You don't know where or what signing he could pull a rabbit out of his hat for where they could end up letting go of players and get a baller in and still end up overachieving, because that's a possibility too. Arsenal, listen, with what we're looking at, if we only get 3-4 signings in and we're relying on youth academy kids, we have one major injury. Arsenal's a mid-table team.
I think it's an absolute disgrace how Arteta's treated Nwaneri so far. I think it's an absolute disgrace. I think if Nwaneri wants to save his career, get out of Arsenal. Same with Lewis Skelly, and same with that 15-year-old kid, Max Dalman.
He's done this before with other kids, right?
He ran Saka into the ground. He ran Saka into the ground when he was
Saliba, he's lucky that the center backs that we had weren't better than what they were when he came in. He sent Saliba off to Marseille.
Yep.
Yeah.
Saliba, if anybody should have been learning on the job as far as the youth academy, it should have been him. Now, we've gotten lucky that Saliba's turned out to be the player that he is, but he could, if it was up to him, he would have sold Saliba.
But if you remember, at the end of last season, he had 3 kids on the bench, 22 years of age. He didn't give any of them for any first-team action.
No.
They were meaningless games.
Lawrence, besides that, them kids should have started the game before the second leg of PSG.
Yeah.
He started the exact same 11 3 days before we were going to play PSG. We gave it a good 30 minutes, and after the 30 minutes, PSG was on cruise control. Yeah. All these top gooners like to say, oh, we gave them a game and XG this and blah, blah, blah. Listen.
No one cares. We lost.
No one cares. You lost.
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing is,
if my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle. Who cares?
You remember he did the same thing with Charlie Patino, which everyone said was going to be a big player for us.
Yep.
He did. He made one appearance for us against Sunderland in the League Cup, and he scored on his debut. We never heard from him. Next thing we knew, he was being shipped off to Swansea.
Yep.
And he's done this with other young kids. Like
where's Patino now? Where's Patino now as well?
He's in Spain. He's playing for Deportivo La Coruna, and it's funny that you mentioned like all the horrible things that Arteta's done. But let's look at another thing. What he has done after we beat Newcastle, all the top gooners were saying, "Oh, we finally beaten Newcastle." Like after 3 matches against Newcastle, we have finally beaten them at the first attempt. And listen, after the match, when Arteta was doing some kind of speech to the top,
demand more.
Yeah, I saw William Saliba, Lewis Skelly, Ethan, and Tierney. All 4 of them looked absolutely pissed off. And I could see that look on their face. They do not want to be at this football club. And I like this. I like this attitude from the 4 of them. So Tierney's left, which is good. Now Saliba, Skelly, and Ethan do what Tierney is doing and go and play for a proper football club, because this manager will absolutely ruin your career. Because look at what he's done to all the other players. He's ruined Saka's career because he rushed him back too quickly against Bournemouth. Because in our most important Champions League game, Saka was supposed to start that game, but no, Arteta just basically rushed him against Bournemouth, and Bournemouth beat us 2-1. And also Partey was in the team as well, because the top gunners were saying, oh, but we missed Partey. The reason we lost to PSG is because Partey wasn't in the team. Well, who cares? Partey should have never started against Bournemouth. He should have been rested for the PSG game, but this manager never learns, because he just wants to be like, oh, I'm trying my best, I'm doing everything and all this like shit. Like, you're not trying anything, Arteta. You're just basically fucking yourself up to be a hypocrite. So the way I see it, like we've got 3 games. We've got Manchester United, Leeds United, and Liverpool. And them 3 games for me, like, they're really difficult games. And listen, I know Manchester United have been on a bit of a poor, like they are rubbish, but I still think this season they will find a way to get something, because look, they've already signed Mateus Cunha, which is good. Now they need to go and get more players, and I expect they could get more players, but they need to sign players too.
But Mason, you get them at the start though, so it's better playing them before they've calibrated into a way of playing, before we go get to March, and then like fucking hell, things might be on the line. They might be playing better.
That's another thing.
I get what you're saying, but like it's probably better to play them now. Like, to be honest,
I'll be shocked if United finish top 8.
I agree with that.
We've got Leeds United our first home game, and listen, Leeds are a bit tricky because I've seen them play. What they did in the Championship was incredible when they got promoted. And listen, their manager is far better than our manager, Daniel Farke. He has now got another team promoted because he did that before with Norwich City, and now he's done the same thing with Leeds. And I expect like Daniel Farke can be a really tricky manager because he's got something up his sleeve for Arteta, and the Liverpool game as well. Like, I'm not really confident with those 3 games, if I'm honest, because like them 3 games for me are going to decide whether or not Arteta is worthy enough of challenging for the title, or if he's just gonna like bottle yet another trophy, and and we could be in a 4th place finish or a 5th place finish this season.
I'll speak from experience with the 3 promoted clubs, because I watched the EFL show week in, week out last season. Obviously, me being a Doncaster Rovers fan from the EFL. Like Leeds United, they've looked a very good side all season. They've got at least 100 million to spend reportedly, so they're going to go out and do bits this summer. Sunderland, they look a good side at times. I don't think Sunderland will have a problem. I think Burnley are a bit more defensive than under Company, so they're not going to be as open as like a Southampton were this season. So I think all 3 promoted sides will do some bits this season, could cause a few shocks.
And the thing is with Sunderland, is that I know they've already lost Joe Bellingham, and listen, I said that Joe Bellingham should get an opportunity to represent the Premier League, but it's a shame that he left to go and play for Dortmund. And listen, he did the right thing by choosing Dortmund, because he's now followed his older brother, because Jude did the same thing and went to Dortmund. Now he's doing this. He's copying what his older brother used to do. And listen, I like Sunderland. I mean, it's been quite a while since we saw them in the Premier League, and I hope this season they do well, because their manager, Regis Lebré, I've seen what he did at Lorient.
Is good.
He's very good. He's a well-struck manager who wants to like play this kind of defensive shape, and then they go for the attack. And that's what they did in the playoffs against Sheffield United. They went for the attack, because when Sheffield United scored first, Sunderland, they just they just defended for a bit and then they went for it, because that's what they do.
Tactical genius.
Yeah. I'm telling you. I mean, I said this on the last stream. The first 6 games next season, Man United will lose that one.
Yeah.
But we never do well up at Old Trafford. And United always manage to get a result. against us.
I think that's 2-0 United.
I think Leeds
Yeah.
are going to cause us a surprise. I think we'll get a draw out of that game.
Yeah.
Liverpool are going to spank us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nottingham Forest, I think we'll get a draw there as well. I'm not too confident about that game. Man City will spank us as well. And we all know what Newcastle did to us last season. So that's
Newcastle will be 1 or 2-0 in that game.
That's 2 points from 18 games.
Can I just speak, by the way, on signings, by the way? Arsenal are just barely announcing their first one in Zubimendi. That's not even been announced yet.
I know.
And the manager is yeah, exactly. And the manager's still on holiday, by the way. I will just speak from my experience as a Doncaster Rovers fan. We have made 5 signings already, and our manager has only just gone on holiday and cut his family holiday short just to get a couple more signings in.
Yeah.
Again, standards. Different league, but different standards.
To quote Troops, who did a stream with Dan Potts the other day, he says, "What's our manager lipping his wife in the ocean when he should be at the office getting everything sorted out?"
Yeah, big up Troops. Is an absolute G. Big up Troops. Big up Dan Potts. Big up Lee Gunner. Big up Matt. Kenny Ken. DJB. Jezza, who was in this chat earlier. Jezza, proper Arsenal. I've watched your stuff for a while, mate. Big up, proper Arsenal. I'd love to have a chat with you about football heritage and history at some point because you're an absolute G. Like all the proper gooners that have been there, done that for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. They're the true Arsenal fans. And the ones from abroad as well that know about the history of the club and keep the standards up, they're the proper Arsenal fans as well. Not the ones that have latched on and tried to be Arteta kiss asses just for a manager's sake. Because my biggest worry about the whole Arteta in-out situation is it goes on like Wenger, where it goes on for a decade and you get the bigger fights, bigger in-out debates, the banners, and you get like a repeat of the last decade of Wenger. That's my biggest worry unless Arsenal don't act instantly.
Yeah.
It goes back to the owners. It goes back to the owners as well as the manager. And the reason why I say that is because under Arsene Wenger, especially during that last decade of Arsene Wenger's reign, it was the owner's goal was top 4 and just try and get out of the group stage of the Champions League. I think that has always been the Kroenke's aim regardless, but I think it's been hyped up by media title races when it really, in fairness, over the last nearly a decade, it's only been Liverpool or Man City in for a title, realistically. So the goal for the Kroenkes has always been top 4 and get out the Champions League. If you can get to a semi-final, hooray, we'll celebrate that like it's a trophy. Semi-finals and league finish at the top level of English football aren't a trophy. I'll speak from my experience. We were sat 3rd or 4th in League 2 with about 9 games to go. I sat there on social media and said, right, don't settle for automatics, go for a title. What happens? 9-game unbeaten run, we win the title at Notts County away, and we made them look like idiots. So it's all about standards. It's all about keeping the standards to a high level capacity. And what pisses me off and what makes me laugh as well is when I see people who are not even Arsenal fans hold the standards of Arsenal different to their own football club or different to other football clubs. I'm not going to name names. People know who they are. That's what makes me mad. People who latch onto Arsenal Football Club who aren't even fans and try and hold them to different standards to their own club or different clubs just to get the job with Arsenal media. Arsenal media are brilliant people and they do a good job from their jobs, but it doesn't paint the club in a good light on bad days when they lose
Especially
games.
the Arsenal fans. So the Arsenal's if this was any other club, if this was Liverpool, Man City, Man United, or whatever, who had employed a manager for 5 years who hadn't won a major trophy, all the Arsenal fans who are supporting Arteta would be having a go at those Liverpool, Man United, Man City, or Liverpool, whoever they are fans, and say, "Oh, you've got a failure of a manager. Why you keeping him?" Blah, blah, blah. But for some reason, for us, it's a different perspective.
Can I give you a better example?
Why?
Can I give you a better example? They tore down Highbury to go to the Emirates Stadium to try and emulate Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich wouldn't accept Arteta in 6 months, let alone 5 years.
Very nice. I mean, like literally when we did that, the actual club literally themselves came out and said, we are doing this so we can win the Champions League and win more titles. I was in the 12 Pins pub just outside of Finsbury Park Finsbury Park Station.
Yeah,
and
that's
when
my
we won
choice.
the
I like that when I go there.
when
like
exactly. When we man. When
Yeah.
we won the Invincibles, when we won the Invincibles, the last game against Leicester and all that kind of stuff, we were celebrating. If you'd have come to me, this was 2004, like May 2004. If you'd have come to me and my friends in 2004 at that time and said to us, you are not going to win another title nor a European title for at least another 20 years, we would have laughed at you, because at that point we thought we were on the verge of domination. Like, we were not only were we the most dominant team, but our fucking hierarchy was saying that we're moving to a new stage and we're going to dominate. This is the whole, and then it's all kind of just dissipated.
Yeah.
And look at all the people that have left Arsenal to do incredible things in their life. Like, do you guys remember Vinay, our CEO at the time, when he said that top four was
whatever his name is, isn't it?
But look what he done. He won the Europa League with Tottenham Hotspur in his very first year as CEO. So big up to Vinay and Edu as well. Look what Edu did at Nottingham Forest when he came there. Yeah. He got them to a European spot in his first role as a sporting director. And look at the players that have left Arsenal that have gone on to win trophies. David Luiz, Xhaka won the Bundesliga with Leverkusen. David Luiz went back to Brazil, won the Copa Liberty with
Aubameyang's in the final.
Aubameyang's in a final with El Qassi of Saudi Arabia. El Neni's won a trophy. When he went back to Egypt and won a trophy. Torreira's winning trophies because he's playing for the club that I favor, Galatasaray. Guendouzi is like balling out at Lazio. And
if Tavares was at Lazio, that means he was involved in a squad that, I think, did Lazio finish in the Champions League, or did they? No.
Where did they
So
do you boys remember that there was a time when players used to leave Arsenal Football Club and they used to do absolutely nothing? Look at Overmars and T when they left. Nothing really sort of happened with them, and Elka, he probably would massively remember. Do you know what I mean? We had some absolute proper players. Vieira, all right, to be fair, he did win some stuff, but he was in a cheating. He was in a cheating Juventus side, wasn't he?
Did Arshavin do anything? Did Arshavin do anything?
I mean, he sort of fizzled out. You had Lundberg, you know what I mean? We let him go to West Ham. He fizzled out afterwards. Pires obviously fizzled out.
Even as a kid, I felt sorry for Arshavin. Even as a kid, I felt sorry for Arshavin, because I think that if he'd have joined a couple of years earlier, I think he could have got a couple more years out of him.
He was all right when he came in, but the Premier League weren't really for him.
The highlight was his 4 goals against Liverpool, though, surely. The 4 goals against Liverpool.
That celebration when he was like,
as I keep saying, right, the problem with this club and these fans, these plastic deluded ostriches, is that they think that this clown of a manager founded the club in 2019. They don't realise that this club's been around since 1886, long before Arteta came along, right? It's going to be 140 years old next year, this club that we all love, okay? And the problem is that these fans think that Arteta is bigger than the club itself. Arteta himself thinks he's bigger than the player himself. For some reason, these fans think we're called Arteta FC. And as I said, on my Arsenal shirt is a cannon, not a picture of a Spanish clown.
Facts.
Right? And until we get this mentality kicked out of our club, the future doesn't look bright for us.
Yeah,
I'll speak
just quickly before you want to jump in. Sorry, bud. Tops needs to go. Big up to you, Tops, man. Thank you very much for jumping on, man. I enjoy you jumping on. And I hope
big up for having me on, bro.
Streamland very, very, very soon. What you got coming up, man?
Yeah, I got some more watch-alongs coming up for this Club World Cup. I know it's not great, but it's better football on my channel. And doing the morning show about Arsenal transfer news. Hopefully I can see some actual players come through the door and be on .com and not just rumors. So just that on my show. Obviously, it's T-Chanzo Sports. And make sure you guys subscribe to it early. I think I'm only on like 5 away from 3,000. So man, hopefully can get that. Soon. Big yourself up, man. Big Aaron, big up the panel. Always a pleasure.
Legend, man.
Big up, mate.
You guys soon, man.
By the way, Gianni, Inter Milan beat the Japanese team 2-1 in the last minute.
Turned it around.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
turned it around. What?
They won't be. They won't be that good. Inter won't be that good this year with their novice.
Gianni, what do you think of Filippo Inzaghi going to Palermo? Like, was it a coincidence? Because He could have at least stayed in Serie A with Pizza because he got them promoted. But I don't understand why he went back to Serie B to coach Palermo.
Palermo's a bigger club, and Pizza will get dropped down.
I think he knew deep down that they were going to get relegated straight back down. So I think he's gone to try and win another trophy and try and get another team promoted. And
well, it's that, but it's also because the American ownership of Palermo is actually going to invest some money, and Palermo is also, it's not only the small percentage owners that they have. Palermo, if I remember correctly, is also a part of the City Group. So
yeah,
the City Group is better anyways for him to be a part of. But Pippo Inzaghi's a shit manager. He'll get sacked. He's not that good.
Yeah, man. Yes. Well, sorry, John.
No. The one thing I was going to say is this: I agree, but I disagree with you with your take about the Cronkies, because I'm sorry, as a Napoli fan, you can't sit here and tell me that an owner pumped in almost about to be 1.3 billion over the span of 8 years, and it's just about money. If it was just about money, they wouldn't have done all that. The problem with Arsenal is since they lost in the final of the Champions League in 2006, their scouting department's been absolute dog shit for almost 20 years now. It's either we're the one position that we need, we're completely short, or we have good players. We have good players in certain positions, but we scout out bad, and we scout out bad players. Because I'm sorry, man, you can't. If you gave Napoli 1.3 billion, 1.3 billion is double what we've spent over the last 6-7 years. If you gave us 1.3 billion, we would dominate Serie A. We would be in the position of where Inter and Juve were of the last two decades of Italian football. Yeah. And that's the thing. As far as available coaches, I don't know where Simone Inzaghi is getting all of this hype from. I think that might be the English media thinking that, but is he a good coach? Yes. Did he do great with players that were older and everything else? Yes. But the problem is he had the best team in Italy for 4 years and only won one Scudetto. So if we're talking about standards, then we have to talk about standards. It's not good enough.
Yeah, facts. It's not by Inter standards. It's nowhere near good enough. By the way,
any top club's standards.
Yeah,
by any top club standards, that's not that you can't have that. If you have the best team for 4, if you have the best team in Italy for 4 years, you walk away with one Scudetto. If you have the best team in any league, period, and you only walk away with one title, over 4 years, you're not good enough. So you have to move on. And like I said, for me, I think the as far as managers available, I mean, it's a short list, but like I said, I would take Giselle, the guy who was just the manager at Al Ahly, or I would take Roberto Mancini.
Yeah, I'd be a fan of either appointment. By the way, Mr. Waffle, was that correct that Pincus guy said he'd rather keep Saka than win a Premier League title? Is that correct?
Yeah.
That's how losers think, bro.
I like that guy.
Get the hell out of here!
You like that guy? Wow. I mean, come on, man.
He's a good guy, but Jesus, that opinion is wild.
Yeah. But like many of the other ones, Napsa, we got you in the building. Come on, brother. Oh, it's been a long time, bro. Your Wi-Fi's moving like crazy, Napsa.
Yeah,
how you doing, bro?
Big up.
Yeah. No, good, man. Yeah, no, the machine's breaking down. It's like Arsenal Football Club, the history of the ASSNA. ASSNA, Titanic FC, crashing all the way down, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? This is exactly where we're at. Just finished doing a video, uploaded that shit. So yeah, check that out later if you want, especially if you're into rugby. But there'll be plenty more Arsenal content and shit. Like, been sorting a few things out, but I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm alive and well. Beautiful day, hottest day of the year so far. So like, what isn't there to be happy about apart from the obvious?
Arsenal.
The obvious.
Apart from everything.
Here's what I'll say about this. Yeah, this is what I'll say about Arsenal, right? And especially when it becomes to Andrea Berta, because I know we kind of differ on this a bit. I'm more leaning with Matt. Big up Matt, Southern Goon as well. The way I see it, he's playing a very long-ass game to get Lego Head out the door to the detriment of our football club. I will say that. And you might agree with that, you might not. But either way, he's looking to get him out. Tim Lewis wants him out, but he don't want to pull the trigger straight away. He don't want to go to Josh Kroenke because he doesn't want to be the one to do it. Garlic ain't going to be the one to do it. So it's left to Berta. But the problem is, it's like, I don't believe anything will change until this manager's out the door. Because remember when we got Unai Emery in? Remember the freshness, the excitement. You know, I'm throwing all these buzzwords in all of a sudden, do you know what I'm saying? But we all remember that time. You know, Wenger was out the door. No more fucking Dick Law. You know, that fucking dickhead, you know, our chief negotiator at the time. We got Raul Sanllehi.
Clues in the title, isn't it?
Oh, butcher his name. But Raul. Yeah. And we were getting some signings. Okay, they weren't all number one top tier targets, but they were getting them done like that. There was some level of change. Tell me I'm lying. 2018 summer, you know, and then to the 2019 season, 2019, going on to 2020 before Unai Emery was that year or so, yeah, we were moving well. Things were looking great. And then we bring in Lego Head, you know, Paella Pulis and all of that, and things go right the way down to rock bottom. And now he set us back like 5-10 years, and this guy don't know when to quit. I've said this before, I'll say it again. This so-called fraudulent manager, this Wallad, right? He will be at Sky Sports / Talk Sport in 2-3 years. Guarantee it. And I'm the only one to say that shit. Not even Lee Gunner, not even Northside. I'm the only one that has said he will be at Sky Sports / Talk Sport in 2-3 years. No top club is taking him. Bayern Munich? No. Juve? No. PSG? Hell no. If Arteta's even rumoured at PSG, they'll be at the stadium causing a mad ruckus. Real Madrid? No. Barca? No. I don't even think Real Sociedad will take him at the moment. We've got teams like Leeds, Everton, that don't want this manager. The only fuckers, these cucks, these pussy-holes, bruv, yeah, that want this manager is our lot. Is our lot. Spurs obviously don't want him.
Nope.
Chelsea won't take him. City, Liverpool, Man United, as dire as they are, that shit as they've been, don't want him.
I won't
There
take
is
him.
no more defence. They're running out of excuses. The time is nigh. It's either at Christmas or at the very latest, I reckon it will be at the end of this up-and-coming season. Do you know what I'm saying? Either way, this time next year, he is gone. And when he goes, I'll be celebrating. I need to make a contact with fucking yard man or whatever to get that Arteta out. I'll wear that for the rest of my life. I don't give a shit, bro. When that day happens, generational.
I won't even take him at Doncaster. I won't even take him at Doncaster. I'd rather keep Grant McCann than take him at Arteta.
Yeah.
Mate, there we go. Honestly, there we go.
Honestly, no one wants a geezer. So no one wants a geezer. Do you know as well? What you said it reminded me, man. I'm meeting up with my brother Northside tomorrow. We're gonna go out. We're gonna have a little chill, have a couple of beers. Brother Rashid's gonna be there. Do you know what I mean? We're gonna go. He's like, oh yeah, do you wanna come out? Come around. I was like, yeah, I do want a couple of beers. There's a bear shit in the woods, North. Come on, bro. What are you doing here? Shut fucking dude. Do you know what I mean? Now, mine's run out, and I can't go to the bloody shop because the kids are in bed. So do you know what I mean? I'll do what I do last time. Get in the old Uber Eats and get some crates in.
I've got some.
Yes, that's it. There's 24-hour kind of like alcohol delivery thing.
Yeah. Do you know what? Yeah, they do the little 10 quid ones that ran one on Uber. If you include all the fees, it's only 18 quid. You can usually get them in Tesco's for like 10, 11 quid, but 18 quid for the little 10 cans. I was like, yeah. Do you know what I'll do with that? I won't be doing that tonight. I'm going to be having a nice sort of early. It's too fucking hot for all of that now. I can't bother to do anything. When we finish up here, I'm just going to go lay down in front of the fan and maybe die or something. I don't know, man. That's what it feels like.
That's
what
I mean.
Or do what I did in the first part of the stream. Go get yourself a swimming pool, pump it up, fill up with cold water out the hose, and just sit in it.
I saw that, Carl. I saw that.
One out there. Well, listen, I did have one out there. I went and opened my fucking curtains over there. My missus took it to her fucking neighbour's house, so there ain't even a pool here anymore.
Curtains? What the fuck?
No, I open up my curtains. I've got a long plan. I open up the curtains. That's where my garden is. So I open up the fucking door. I'm like, oh yeah, let's have a little look out there. And even the pool's gone. She just took me for everything.
I did get
Everything's
a
gone.
good deal on them John Smiths, to be fair. I got like a pack of 4 for £6 because I live near a garage, so not too bad.
And in a garage, that's not too bad for that. In a
Especially for
garage,
Yorkshire
we get our
prices.
fucking pants pulled down here, man. Do you know what I mean?
That's
Absolutely
Yorkshire
pants
prices. That's honestly, that is Yorkshire price at the minute. They're quite steady right now.
You bastards.
At the moment.
Yorkshire.
Boy, listen, I've been up south, and it ain't nothing to fucking shout about. Let's get that absolutely
It's a
right, mate.
shithole. It's a shithole.
I know, I've been there once. That's the only reason why I can't say twice.
I'm just
I was
accepting
like,
it.
fucking Jesus Christ. Where have I fucking landed? I went up to Leeds, and I was like, fuck me, I'm never going north of fucking Wembley ever again.
It's like the apocalypse.
Leeds time, fucking hell. When I went Leeds, I had a wicked time.
To be fair, it's not too bad. Come on, we're only
but you got to know the right people, innit? You know, I got the right connect in it. Do you know what I'm saying? I had a wicked night, but that was years ago, mate. So maybe now it's different.
Fucking nuts, isn't it? Well,
Yeah,
you know, it's unless you're heavily connected like me. Do you know what I mean?
Trust me.
I had a great night. That's all I'm saying, innit? That is all I am saying.
Did you have a great morning? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it was all right.
As in,
I've had work
that's
I've had
it.
work morning.
The legs, one of the two. It's a great morning, isn't it?
I have a great night. I don't give a shit, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? Sometimes the hangovers are worth it. Sometimes
trust me, walking through Leeds in a weekend Leeds in a weekend in 2025. Wow, that's a nice weekend there.
Nice for you, Yorkshire.
They're moving mad, bro. Them uni girls, bro. Jesus
Yorkshire
Christ, bro. That is next level. Notts is a bit like Croydon, innit? Like it's next level Croydon. It's something else, bro. It is something.
I didn't realize they were making porn movies. I didn't realize they were still making porn movies in Croydon. What?
Yeah. I'll still make them. Don't worry. Honestly, do you know what? This is the thing about YouTube, boys. Like we were saying about that, and I was like, "Oh, I've got a really good story to say." And I was like, "Oh, fuck, I can't say it on here, man." And they're like, "It's so annoying sometimes." I've got so many stories that I want to tell, innit? And then I'm just like, "Oh, fuck, I can't really do that live, man. Can't really do that live." What I will say is, my head's not in it today, so I am going to wrap up. But before I do, I want to go around. I want to go around and just get anyone's final thoughts. If they want to say anything, then I will leave because I won't ever talk about it online. Some personal stuff and then some other stuff. I'm a little bit shot to bits today. But listen, thank you very much for everyone in the chat, man, for putting up with me. A bit of skulky face. I'll be back to my best very, very soon. But sometimes, you know, when up here, I haven't been able to get into it. I've really tried. Absolutely tried. But there's a few things playing on my nut. And we'll be adults and men and not say things online. And people should remember that. Private for private, yeah? Do you know what I'm saying? Lawrence, what's your last few things, my friend?
Well, it's day
Big up Joseph as well.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, no, that's my fault. My fault. Now go on, Lawrence. Sorry.
Big up Joseph.
Yeah, I was just saying today's day 6 of the second summer transfer window, but at Arsenal it's June the 21st. So we all know what we can expect. Like I said, I just feel like this is just going to be a repeat of last summer. I still feel Real Madrid are going to hijack this Zubimendi deal. I don't think it's done and dusted, as everyone keeps saying. Right, until I see him holding up an Arsenal shirt with his name on it, I'm taking all this crap with a pinch of salt. Big up to everyone in the panel, those that are on now. Or the guy in the Doncaster shirt. I'm sorry, I don't know your name.
Aaron, actually.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Welcome back, Nats. Macy, Gianni, people that were in the panel when we started this thing. Also, big up to everyone in the chat and onwards and upwards, as they say.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic, man, and likewise, thank you very much for giving me your time, and Carl as well, man. We've seen you in 2 different forms today, Chill Carl and Chill Carl minus the pool. What we saying, bro? How you doing, man? Come on.
Yeah, no, big up to the panel. It's been an absolute pleasure. Big up to the chat as well. And Aaron, as always, if ever struggling, mate, you know where I am. You got my number. Take time for yourself, brother. Okay, you know, don't have to associate with YouTube all the time. Just take time for yourself. Okay. Yeah, I've got 2 back-to-back watch-alongs tomorrow night. All to do with the Club World Cup. So you got Real Madrid versus Pachuco, which is a team from Mexico at 8 o'clock. And then 11, my Saudi team, Al Hilal, will try and get through to the knockout stage by beating RB Salzburg at 11 o'clock tomorrow night. So, yeah, check me out for that. And I will be putting out another Take Aim podcast, and I'm going to try my bloody damn hardest to get Matty, a.k.a. the Southern Gooner, on, because I'm desperate to have his input on this. And, yeah, so I've got a fair bit coming up. And next, I need to check the time. I need to check the timings. But if it's available, I might be able to do the Darts World Series, which is being held at at Madison Square Garden, at the US Masters, they call it. So that's all to do with darts. So might be able to do that, but depending on the time. But yeah, big up to the panel. All well in that. And yeah, it's just another day a transfer window. It's still nothing's not done yet.
It's not. It's not.
Yeah, just maybe not on screen next time.
My bad, bro. Completely spaced.
Oh, don't worry about it. Do you know,
did you pan your picture to what I thought it? I can't go back and watch it now.
No.
Watch it now.
It's just cooking. That's all. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that's all it is. Yeah.
Different herbs and spices. I see.
Yeah, it probably is. Yeah, to be fair,
the funny thing is, I actually am about to start making sauce for. I actually am about to start making some sauce for tomorrow. So.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's going to be a funky sauce. I'm guessing by the looks of it. You know? Oh. Anyways, Johnny, I'm not going to bother asking you what you're up to next because we all fucking see.
Nah, just hoping Napoli finish some of these fucking transfers we're linked to, because we need to get rolling now too. So hopefully Osimhen's out the door soon.
Brilliant, Johnny. You fucking legend. Enjoy, my friend. Ciao. Thank you very much for jumping on, my friend. It's been good, man. It's nice to hear other fans' takes, and I always do appreciate it, especially when we can come on well, join in with the things and everything like that. Thank you very much for jumping on. Where can people find you and what you got coming up?
Yeah, just like I said, first of all, thanks for giving me a platform, because people like yourself, Lee Gunner, Football Terrorist, that gave me a platform to speak. So just thank you very much. As a younger fan like me, we always like to educate ourselves with football. So, like, when it comes to Doncaster, I went back and read over Harry Gregg and Alec Jeffrey, who could have been in the '66 World Cup squad if it weren't for a couple of injuries. Fun fact, one of our best players in the last couple of years was one of your old academy players. Funnily enough, Joseph Olowo. So yeah, he's gone to Stockport now, so he'll be a championship player probably next season. So like, your academy players are doing better, and Oliver's won more trophies than Arteta. But yeah, nah, man, thanks for giving me this opportunity. I'd love to do more shows in the future, obviously, with yourself, with Northside, Lee Gunner, Kenny Ken, Jez, obviously proper Arsenal as well. And yeah, just thank you to the chat for all being so kind. I want to keep spreading that brutal honesty in a professional way about most football clubs. But yeah, thank you very much, guys. Rovers till I die, obviously. And if we plays in the cup, I think we might send Arteta packing, hopefully.
Yeah, buzzing, man. And yeah, before I bring Napster in there, my absolute geezer, one of the things as well with honesty is, do you know what? Sometimes people don't like it, but that's their problem, right? Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. My YouTube channel link's just there as well, by the way. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. My at Chaldeer FC. There is also a theme park channel called Coast to Chow, which means I'm at Alton Towers on Monday, so I'll be sorting content for that. So I run 2 YouTube channels at the minute, nearly full time, hopefully. So
buzzing, and hopefully there's no Final Destination 3 kind of shit going on while you're there. Do you know what I'm saying? Napster, what have you got coming up, man? It's been a while, man. Been a while, but I'm very glad to have your face on screen. Do you know what I mean? Someone whose opinion I do respect quite highly, man. I'm really glad that we've been able to link up again, my bro. It's been too long. Too long. Oh, I don't know if you've gone there, bro.
Very soon.
Oh yeah, you're thingying out a little
Can you
bit.
still
Dude.
hear me?
Yeah, that's a little bit better.
It's just the camera. As long as you can hear me, it'll be fine. You know. Yeah, my Mac's dying on me, innit? You know, it is what it is. You know, it's just like when you have a dog in it or a cat and it's just coming towards the end. That's basically just what it's like. But yeah.
So what? Take
Thanks
it
for
into the
having me
forest
on
and
again,
shoot
bro.
it.
Like sending me the link, even though it's a bit like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is, mate. But yeah, like absolute privilege. You were the first one. You were the first one on my channel as well. I'll never forget that as well. And the fact that you've already reached the 1K point, proud of you, man. Yeah, and you deserve it as well, man. Big up. But yeah,
thank you, Gonzo.
Natster Official, YouTube and Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a massive rugby fan, as you know. Lions already played. British and Irish Lions already played last night, so I'll be more coming up with that, along with the Arsenal transfer news, which is not going to be that much. Bits here and there, but it will be mainly, at least for the time being, I'll be doing some of that content, a few other bits and pieces as well. I might have to, at least for the time being, start streaming off of my phone, because I think you can stream off your phone on StreamYard now, and because I've pretty much got a new phone, new number and all that shit as well, then yeah, that'll be good. But yeah, keep onwards and upwards, you know. Just started working out as well, so yeah, really trying to do the whole self-improvement kind of thing, unlike the asna at the moment, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, much appreciated. Love being on this channel each and every single time. Big up Lawrence, big up Carl, Johnny, Charles, Robin Macy in the background. So yeah, it's been brilliant and can't wait till the next time, people.
That's it. We'll leave it there. Raid Lee with Orville the Duck Raid. That's where we're going over. Big up to every single one of you, man. Thank you very much for joining. Love.